folks, this is Vince with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and once again, we're going to play Star Trek Captain's Chair. We'll be attempting the bot mode today. It'll be my first time doing so I might get a rule wrong or two, but as I always say, I'm here to spread awareness, have some fun, and show off some really cool games. I'll be making use of this solo player aid extensively throughout this entire video, so just be warned, you know, I'm not going to be very good at this. Also, I referenced the Sisko deck in my 2-player impressions video. I showed off some cards, but I wanted to show it off more because it seems like a very interesting deck, even if I don't understand how it's supposed to play out yet. Because Picard, I played Picard deck once, and I started to get, you know, synergies going. With this, I'm still trying to figure that out. So, yeah, let's go ahead and work through this together and see if I can figure out what Sisko's strengths actually are and what his weaknesses are, that kind of thing. I just know I had a tough time getting going with him in my 2-player game with Idly. So, as such, I'm Captain Benjamin Sisko here. He starts off deployed as all captains do. And he's got the Human, Starfleet, and Transcendent tag here. And he has 6 away teams, and as his reaction, after you take control of a location, you gain 2 dilithium. With an activation here, send an away team to a location with Starfleet or Starbase, which is kind of nice. You can get away teams faster to certain locations. And then endgame scoring, score 1 victory point for each controlled location you have in play. He also has Deep Space Nine deployed, and that has the Starbase and Cardassian tags on it. It's considered a ship, and for an action, like if you were to play it, which I've never done because I've never had this card do anything else but sit there, you can deploy this card for an action, assuming it goes away somehow, and when it's deployed, you do its activation stuff. Discard a card to either beam a card here or recall a card beamed here. You can promote a person from your hand to duty officer, and as a passive, this ship cannot be warped. So you cannot warp it to neutral locations and then beam away teams. It's a space station. It's not really supposed to move. It's technically in orbit over Bajor here. So Bajor is another card that it's a controlled location, so you start off with that. And as an activation, if you have an away team here, draw a card. If you have 3+ total away teams on 1 or more controlled locations, draw a card. It has the Bajoran tag on it, and this operates almost the exact same way that Farpoint Station does in the Picard deck. So I want to try and get away teams on this card so I can draw more cards. And that's what I did with my game with Idly. I put 3 on here, 3 away teams, and I just kept pumping 2 cards out every turn. It was very, very helpful. I still lost, but you know how it goes. So this is the Deep Space Nine token. I'm going to leave these flat rather than on their standees. And we're going to be playing against Captain Picard here. And Picard, the bot does things differently, so I'm not going to get too deep into this. Typically, it does not observe card effects. But just in case you didn't see this in the last videos that I've been publishing, this is what the Picard Captain card looks like. So, yeah. And another cool thing is that the bot has its own Picard deck. It has its Picard deck. Actually, so this is the deck here. This is the standard deck. And you're going to seed the standard deck in a slightly different way. The cards that would be deployed already will be on top. So we know that the Enterprise, which would normally start face up on someone's tableau, is the first card here because no other cards start face up in the Captain Picard deck. There's no other card that would typically start off already deployed. So you put the deployed cards on top first, and then everything else you shuffle under here. And then the reserve and the development cards. The reserve cards are shuffled on top of the development cards, and they're all face down. So you're going to go through these one at a time. It's not like in a standard game where a player will first go through the reserve deck and then get to pick their development. The bot doesn't do that. The bot will just go through that deck of face-down cards, reserve, and then development. And I know it's table space is at a premium here. This is as far as I can possibly zoom out. I've got my market over here. I've got locations over here. The Stardate card, there's 5 different difficulty settings. I'm choosing the Ensign bot. And the differences with the different difficulties is the numbers that show up on the bottom right of these cards. There's 5 cards, and depending on your difficulty, you'll see the numbers are changing. And what that number means is that's how many cards the computer will draw on their turn, and that you have to resolve. And again, you're not going to be resolving the text on those cards. Rather, you're going to be resolving these special AI cards. You're going to start with the traits and then move over to suits. So you're going to look at the tags on the card and then look to see, okay, is there synthetic or android on that card? No. Is there Klingon on that card? No. Is there alien on that card? Yes, do this. And then the card gets discarded into their discard pile. And then you move on to the next card. You're going to find and resolve 1 tag per card that is drawn for the AI bot. You don't resolve all the tags. You just find the one that's listed first, and then you do it, and then you move on to the next one. So we're going to be using these AI cards to make the AI behave in different ways. How, I don't know. I have never played that before. The AI does not start with any resources or glory or anything like that. It should have, in fact, yeah, I completely forgot. There's 1 baggie in here that I completely neglected to look at. So, and that's, the AI will score these in the same way that the player does. And it'll be moving up these tracks, earning points at the end of the game, and it also will be doing a lot of logic behavior as an AI would typically do. And when it's looking for cards to discard or junk, or if it's looking for, do I put glory tokens on that? It'll look for like, what's the most valuable to me as the player, or what's the most valuable to it as the bot. And I have to kind of look at each point value and say, no, this is the most valuable to it. This is the most valuable to me. So we're going to be doing a lot of that, the logic stuff as we play. There's a whole section on that somewhere, determining card value here. Maybe that's not it. We'll find it. I have to warn you. This here, this is solely for the training. This is 19 pages. Now, to be fair, page 16 is where the 5-year mission solo campaign. So in addition to the one-off that I'm about to play, I could continue this into like a campaign and level up, and I haven't really read this, but there are different difficulties associated with that. So yeah, there's actually ways to like play multiple games that are somehow tied into this campaign. I haven't really read that to know all of what's entailed there, so unfortunately I can't help you. The rules are on Board Game Geek, so you can check them out there. All right, so I think I'm done. I'm not going to rehash all of the rules for the game because I've already done so in my solo game with the cadet practice thing. I've already done a 10-minute segment on the rules there. If I remember, maybe I'll splice it into this. If I don't remember, then go check out that other video first. I think that's it. My call to arms goal for the basic side, have 4 ships deployed and have either influence, which is yellow, or the tactical, which in red here, at 7+. So I need to have 4 ships deployed and have one of those at 7+. That was kind of rough in my last game, let me tell you. I almost didn't get it done. So I need to really focus on ship cards. I really do, and just to get more ships into play. I do know now that I've played Sisko that there is the Defiant somewhere in my reserve deck, so I can get that out and treat that as a ship. Keep in mind, Deep Space Nine has the ship tag, so that's 1 out of 3 already that I have deployed here. So let's go ahead and take a look at my cards and see what I can do. Ideally, like I said, I want to get away teams over here if I can. If you have an away team here, draw a card and further. Deep Space Nine, discard a card to, promote a person from your hand as a duty officer. I think that's what we're going to do first. Those duty officers are really nice to get going because they give you extra abilities. The question is, can I? So Quark and Major Kira, those are our 2 choices for a duty officer, at least for right now. And Quark's is the one I used in the game with Ida Lee, simply because I could use it all the time. gain 1 gold press latinum during resupply. I mean, it's simple. Just one free gold press latinum, as Ferengis would do. If you have 2 or more Ferengi in play, gain 1 additional gold press latinum. Now, here's the thing. I've never seen another Ferengi outside of Quark. Maybe I just didn't see it as I was playing with idly, or I've never seen another Ferengi. I know Rom is in there somewhere, so I think that would be one, but I don't know about another one. So getting Ferengi seemed to be very difficult to do, but still, it's not bad. Now, as a main ability, if you don't want to use them as a duty officer, you can just play the card for a dilithium or a isolinear chip action. Spend 1 gold press latinum to scan 1 of person. If the gain card is business, draw a card. If it's shady, take an incident. So it's a little bit more risky. Major Kara, I like her for this ability here. Gain 3 red tactical and 1 glory. Your opponent gains 1 yellow influence. I like that because then I can gain red up this track and then start going for red victory points, and then possibly using red ability cards that need this red track to be up so high. So I kind of like her without promoting her, but her promoted ability is reaction. After your opponent takes control of a location, draw a card and gain a dilithium. Now that might be something I consider. I don't know how the Picard deck acts as a bot. I don't know if he's all about those locations or not, so maybe I might want to promote her if he's going to be going after a lot of planets and claiming them. So I think what I am going to do, however, is... Alright, let's take a look at these. A lot of... Okay, I don't have any ships to warp, so that's kind of silly. I could draw a card, discard a card. Might be something to consider. Let's get Quark into play now. I think that's going to be the smart thing to do, just so I can get gold press latinum in the future and use it for various things. So I am going to use the Deep Space Nine ability, and I am going to use these ×5 tokens as a reminder that I've activated. Typically you would exhaust it by turning it sideways, but there's not enough table space. So I'm going to put a ×5 on that to show that I've done it. And I can promote a person from your hand to duty officer. So rather than play Quark for this top effect, I am going to promote him to duty officer. He also has this reaction. After resolving an operation with a latinum cost, gain 1 glory. So that's also something to remember. That's something I forgot to do in my previous game. I completely neglected that. So every time I was spending gold press latinum, I could have used that as a reaction to get glory once per round. Because, again, reactions are also exhausted whenever you use it. So that's one action. I used... Oh, that's not an action. It's just it's a regular activation. Promoted duty. Okay, that's cool. So I did that for free, which is wonderful. I will play Kira. Find the people of Bajor and dismiss an opponent Cardassian Dominion of your choice. Promote this card. No, I'm not going to do that. I think I'm going to play the bottom effect. Gain 3 red on the track and 1 glory. So I'm going to play that into my... completely forgot the name. Staging area, I think it is. Yeah, staging area. And I'm going to just do the effect here. So 1... action, play, okay, gain 3 red, so I'm up to 3 there, and 1 glory. And unlike the training mode with the bot, you grab your glory like in a 2-player game from the Stardate cards. So I've got 1 there, rather than from the supply. You only grab from the supply, which is off camera, during that cadet training mode, which is a separate mode from this. So that was 1 action. And he also has to gain 1 influence. I forgot about that. So he's up to there. Okay, so that's 1. And take an incident to get a ship. Do I want this ship? I need ships. It's an anomaly. And I could have sworn... What was Sisko's controlled location? Yeah. Oh, I know anomaly from somewhere. I have a card that's not... It's still in my deck. It's the wormhole. And I can look for anomaly cards with that. So maybe I do want to get this Voth research vessel. I can, as an activation, warp this ship, discard a card to beam a card here, or as an action, dismiss a person with human that is beamed here to take the top and counter card and then log this ship. That might be something I do later to get an encounter, which are very powerful, but I want 4 vessels right now. Unfortunately, like, I can warp this ship, but I can't, like, beam away teams directly from it with this card. But I'm very tempted to take this. I think I do take it. It is 2 points. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to... It's a shame. Well, before I do that, is there anything? Gain dilithium and 2 for each controlled location. Nope. Gain 1 specialty track. Okay, that might be something to consider. I don't have a whole lot of these yet. I've got 1 yellow, and that's it. So it's not very... I don't think I'm going to use it for that yet. So maybe not utilize yet. Discard up to 3 people to send the same number of away teams to the same location. That would have been good if I wanted to get away teams here. Like, I could have played Quark or Kira, discarded them, and then did that. But I think I made the right play doing these immediately. Draw a card, then discard a card. Warp up to 2 of your ships. I mean, if I'm going to get a ship, it's already going to be warped from that. So this is rough. I still have 2 actions left, and I don't really know what to do with them. His activation is send an away team to a location with a Starfleet or Starbase. Unfortunately, this is not a Starbase or Starfleet. Or any of these. This is Starfleet. This is Ambassador, Starfleet, Business, Klingon. So I could, if I had no other choice, use his activation to beam an away team over here without sending a ship over there. This one, Archer 4, does not have any tags on it. So, and this one is not. That is Breen. So I could, I could use Sisko's activation, send an away team to a location with Starfleet or Starbase, and I could start funneling things with him if I need to do that. I'm sure there's got to be better ways without spending an entire action to do that. Again, ideally, I want to get away teams over here. So I think I go for this ship. I think I got to do that. So I'm going to play that. I'm going to spend an isolinear chip action there. And then take an incident. Take is to my hand. And you gain a ship. Now the question is, do I want to grab this or grab it from the top of the deck? And I still think this could come in handy later. Like, I could use this ship temporarily to meet my goal, and then later I can dismiss a person to with a human tag and take an encounter. I think that might be worth trying to do. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to gain this card. Gaining means you can either put it in my discard pile or I put it into my draw pile. And the question is, I think I put it into my discard pile for now. That way I can cycle cards faster. I'm going to go ahead and move that here, this card there. Okay. Now that was 2 actions. My third action, I want to try and get rid of this. Discard a card to return this card. If the discarded card has a blue tag on it, on the bottom right, draw 2 cards, discard one of them, no. If you have time travel in play, return the card and draw 2. Do I have time travel in play? I don't. I don't have time travel in play, which is unfortunate. None in play there either. Okay. So I could just... Do I hold on to this and then try and get this done later? I don't think so. Draw a card. And how about I just do this for free? Draw a card and then discard a card. Just to get that ball rolling. So I'm going to play that for free. Draw a card and discard a card. You know what? I'm going to discard this here. And then that satisfies this. Draw a card, discard a card. I could warp up to 2 of my ships, but I don't have any ships available. So now I've got this new card. Put a card on top of your deck to gain a person. Take an incident to gain an ally. That's a thought. Do I want this person? He's an ambassador, Imperial Klingon. Spend 2 dilithium to gain 1 red. And you may scan for either Klingon or Starfleet. Scanning isn't bad. I can sort of guarantee I get certain things. And he's even a duty officer candidate. After your opponent takes control of the location, return an incident from your hand or discard pile. That's not bad either. I kind of want him. Now, this ally that I could get if I take an incident, the nice thing is he's got that little red thing down there. So I kind of want him so I can get victory points at the end of the game. I'm pushing red right now, and I kind of want to get that sooner rather than later. Dismiss one of your opponent's duty officers. You may scan for shady. You may draw a cargo from your discard pile. Scan for shady. That's a cool thing. I could get Ferengis that way, and then that might be, yeah, I think the downside is I have to take an incident to do it. This says play with a nice linear tag, so I have to spend an action. Take an incident. So I have to take another incident. Now, if this deck were to run out, game over for me. Even if the computer had more, I would still lose. So I take an incident, and then I gain an ally. So that was the recruit action, which I played. And I gain an ally. When I gain it, it goes either top of the deck or discard pile. I don't think it's going to promote a duty officer right away. So, but if I put that on top of my deck, I could use it to scan for shady and get more characters in play. And when I scan something, I can like pick a deck and scan for shady. So I could scan it for shady there and then pick out something good. I could scan for shady in here and pick out something, which is nice, whatever the topmost card would have been. So maybe I do put this on top of my deck so I can get more Ferengi, so I can get more Gold Press Latinum every turn. That might be something to think about. But I don't have any cargo. So maybe I consider getting a cargo in the future. Yeah, I'm going to do this for sure. I just don't know if I'm going to put it discard or here. I think I'm going to put it discard for now. And this is what's left in my hand after my 3 actions are up. But I can't do any of these because all of them require that isolinear chip thing. So I'm going to go ahead and discard these as well. These also get discarded. And I'm going to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. Shuffle this up. All right. And for the record, I took 3 actions. I didn't do resupply or control because I didn't have any resupply or control to do. That's why I kind of skipped that right to my actions. Okay, so now with 4 cards, I get to draw 1 from the top of my reserve, and that goes there. That's my 5 cards. Okay, so that is it for me. I have to do the cleanup stuff. Resolve the Stardate card. There's none to resolve. Place Glory. I want that Enterprise C, and it's got that blue on it, so I don't know if I want this. I want ships for sure. It has time travel, ambassador, and Starfleet. Maybe I do. I'm going to put it on this card anyway. Although that phaser one was looking kind of cool. Requires 4 red, spend 1 dilithium to gain an action? Huh. And then junk a card and then deploy this card. That's a cool one too. It's just, I don't know if, I'm trying to do too much, I think. I'm going to put 1 on the Enterprise C because I know I need ships. So that's done. And discard and draw. So we kind of already did that. Okay, so moving on to the bot's turn. This will be interesting. This is the first time I get to do this. So this, there is no resupply for the bot. So let's go ahead and take a look at the back of the player aid. Skip the resupply, check for control, and as we see here, nothing is under control. Action step. This is where we draw cards and resolve them. So let's go ahead and draw. We're going to do 1, 2, like so, and then we flip the first one over. And we know that the first one was going to be Enterprise D because it was that deployed card I was talking about. You see those on top of the bot's deck. And then we look, it says Starfleet here. That's the tag. So now we have to go to these cards. We look at the traits first, and if it's nothing is listed there, we move on to this. This is the suits. And this is with no duty officer. If he had a duty officer, we would flip this over, and these are the more powerful actions that they could do. But for right now, he has no duty officer, so we're going to do, we're going to look for the ship. Yep, that is a ship. So deploy this ship. Okay, so we deploy it. All right. It is now deployed into his tableau. It explores. Now there's two terms there. One is explore and one is engage, I think it is. Explore means it's going to try and find a planet that is the most valuable to it, I think, or has the most. Let's take a look at that real quick. When it explores, it's going to look to see where it has the most tokens without. If it had a secured location already, it would not go there. But if we go to explore, I'm sure these are actually listed on the back too, right? Explore. Warp the ship token to the neutral location with the fewest total tokens. If tied, most valuable. Okay, so we didn't have to go through all that mess. Okay, so it's going to go to the location with the fewest tokens. That is the most valuable. Okay, so this is 313. Okay, and I think with that in mind, it's going to go, I think it's the leftmost one, but I could be wrong about that. We'll do it anyway. If there's a tie, I'm pretty sure it's like, it goes from left to right, similar to the market. But again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's going to happen in this video several times. So it's going to warp to that location. Okay, and if it explores. If a person is in a bot discard pile, which it is not, send an away team to a neutral location. So he doesn't have a discard pile yet, so that's not going to be a thing. His deck is here. There is no discard pile, so he ignores that part of it, from my understanding. So that ends that. So he brought the Enterprise here, but that's as far as he went with it. And then he's going to reveal the second card, and there's no tag here. This is a directive. So the directive is going to be not on the first traits, but now here. Directive. If able, gain a Klingon. It never looks at these. It'll always take from the face-up market. And unfortunately, this is a Klingon. So it's going to gain this Klingon. I don't see any other Klingon tags here. So it's going to gain this. And what happens next? Otherwise, gain a ship or ally and take an incident. Okay, so it's going to gain a Klingon. And when it gains a Klingon, I believe it goes to the top of the deck. Let's take a look at the word. The terminology for the bot is slightly different. From market to bot, discard pile, preferring most valuable. Okay, so it's going to go into the bot discard pile over here. Okay, and then what happens after that? Gain one science or influence, whichever is lower. Well, the science is the lowest, so we're going to move that up by 1 there on his board. And send an away team to a neutral location. Well, he's going to send an away team to a location where he needs them, so he's going to do that. So he's already going after this planet, which I don't like that because it has those 2 red symbols on it, and I need that to help maybe push this up a bit. But at the same time, I'm tempted to let him have it because I don't want him pushing up other symbols. So, this is going to be tough, but that's it. That should be his entire turn. So these are going to go into his discard pile. And as far as his cleanup step is concerned, let's take a look at the rulebook. Resolve stardate if applicable, which it's not. Discard cards from staging area. Place a glory on the card least valuable to me. So which card is least valuable to me? That is going to be valuable. That's it's actually worth 1 right now because I'm at the 1 threshold there. That is 2, that's 0, and that's 3. But actually that's 1 because of this glory token. So the card that is least valuable would be, this is worth 1, 2, 1, 1. And I think it favors the one with the most tokens on it. I think if there's a tie. I'm trying to, I apologize for holding this up, but there's a lot of ifs. A lot of ifs. Okay, so let's see here. Cleanup. So select the market that is least. If there is a tie, select the card with fewer resource tokens on it. Okay, so this was worth 1 to me. This is worth 1 because of this. So there's less tokens, so it's going to go here. Good thing I checked. So it's actually the one with the least amount of tokens on it. So it's going to put a Glory from the Stardate card onto, is that Lursa? Yeah. Okay. And I think that's it. Okay. So that was a full turn, and I'm sure we'll be coming back to that page. Okay. So now we move on to turn 2, and now we're going to move into the whole resupply thing. Quirk, just as a reminder, gain 1 gold press latinum. If you have 2 or more Ferengi in play, gain 1 additional gold press latinum. I'm going to gain a gold press latinum. And then control, I have nothing under control. And now my actions. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what we have. We're going to have a lot of incidents to take care of. I may have to use Jadzia here. Spend a latinum to return an incident and gain a glory. Okay, not bad. And as a duty officer, hers is when you would gain a card, scan 2 of the same suit instead. Gives you more variety of cards to pick from. There's a ship I could deploy. However, there's no way to like send away teams from it once it's deployed. I can use it to send an away team to a location where you have a ship. So ideally, I think what I want to do with this card is get a ship first deployed somewhere, then use this to assign or get away teams from it to a location. I think that's how I would play this. But again, I may have to play this anyway to get that 4 ship requirement as part of his task. Take control of this location. This is the wormhole. I can discard a card to find an anomaly. And when I find it, I can look through my deck, discard whatever, and then pull it out and just take it and put it into my hand. So that might be something to do for that 1 ship I just got. So I can maybe play this right away. This is the reserve card I got. They're Defiant. Requires 5 influence. Deploy this ship. You may send an away team to a location ignoring any opponent ship. That's for the cloak ability, probably. Deploy and warp this. So as an attack play, deploy and warp this ship. If the opponent has at least 1 ship at the Defiance location, force them to discard 2 cards. That is interesting. I don't know what happens. He doesn't have any cards to discard. So I don't know how the bot would respond to that. I'd have to check. In case you're curious, attacking the bot. Any attacks related to the bot's hand, like revealing, forcing a discard, etc., have no effect since the bot does not have a hand. Similarly, attacking, forcing the bot to find a card or to choose a card from its own discard pile have no effect. In resolving these effects, you freely choose the outcome of such an attack, whether it succeeded or failed. So, I mean, unfortunately, I don't think the Defiant... Deploy and warp this ship. If the opponent has at least 1 ship, I could force them to So nothing happens if I move this ship to that location. I block them, kind of, sort of. I kind of put more pressure on them there, but I don't do much else aside from that. I may want to wait for the influence to get to 5, but... Maybe I should, this is 3 points, maybe I should start actively going after him. So maybe I do play the Defiant, and I'd have to find the appropriate token in this mess. So as you can see, each ship in this game has its own, each card, is that the Voth? It is. I'm going to keep that for later because I know I have that in my deck. So I'm going to put that off to the side. Yeah, each card ship in this game has a corresponding, there's the Enterprise C. I'll keep that handy in case I happen to get that. I keep interrupting myself. It has its own token. And yes, I'm trying to stall so I don't have to turn the camera up again. There's the Rio Grande, which I think is also in my deck. I'll keep that pulled aside. The Pastor, there's the Warbird, that's not it. There is the Defiant here. Okay, so I got the Defiant there. Okay, so we're going to spend an action to attack play, but it doesn't really attack anything. Forcing them to discard it doesn't really do much. So I'm going to put the Defiant here and put my token there. Here. And I have to spend an action. to do that. And I'm going to deploy and warp this ship. I'm going to warp it over here to kind of give these guys a hard time. I don't want them getting locations freely without my say-so. But that's all I can do with that. Now, once it's down and in my tableau, I can spend a dilithium to warp it, or discard a card to beam a card here, is what I can do. So I've got the Defiant in play, which was weird. I didn't get the Defiant in play in my previous game. So that's one. I kind of want to get the wormhole down. Oh, you know what I could have done? Okay, let's backtrack. I'm going to spend an action. Take control of this location. You may free play a ship. I did not see that. So I'm going to like rewind a bit and pretend like I played this first. Spend my action to do that. And then it says I can free play a ship, which is what I just did here. So I saved an action by playing this first and then playing the Defiant. Control. Look at the top 3 locations and put them on top and or on the bottom of their deck in any order. So I get to look at the top 3 locations. Maybe I should put that up here, maybe. Top 3 locations. 1, 2, 3. And I can put them on top or bottom in any order. Okay. The Amargosa Observatory from Generations. Do I want this? When you log this card, warp all of your deployed ships to one other location, then draw 2 cards. After putting an encounter into play, gain 1 glory, and you may log a card from your hand or discard pile. I might actually consider that, but it has that blue tag. It's 3 points. That has 3 yellow. That's not bad. Starting location, Coravan 2. Oh, these are all starting locations. That's not right. I think I didn't shuffle this right. I should have taken out. There should only be 1 starting location in here. Yeah, I was wondering why they were all starting locations. So I'm going to shuffle this. When you create the location deck, you shuffle all of the advanced, and then you put 4 basic on top, 4 starting locations on top, and the rest go in the box. So 1, 2, 3, and then this is the starter location number 4. There we go. So Amargosa Observatory, and then Free Cloud is the advanced location, and then Varix 3. Okay, that's Shady, Orion. Score 1 point for each of your Shady cards. That might be something to look at because Quark is Shady, so I might want to look at that. And Free Cloud. You may spend 1 gold press latinum to scan for business. I like all of these things. I'm going to put this... Do I really want this, though? Yeah, Starbase. I could use Sisko to get people here. Yeah, I'm going to just keep it the way it is. I kind of like that. Okay, so I used the Wormhole's ability to free play a ship, and then I used the Control ability, which was to look at the top 3 locations and put them on top or bottom in any order that I want. Now, its activations while in play. Discard a person to warp a ship. Okay, so that's one way to get ships around, except I can't warp my Deep Space Nine. Discard a card to find an anomaly. So I could try and find that 1 ship I've got in my deck by discarding a card. And then get that ship out at the same time as this. We'll see. But I've got other things I need to do. There's the Rio Grande, which we already know what that does. Now that I've got a ship here, I could play an action, send an away team to a location where you have a ship, just to sort of combat that a bit more. I could do that. Okay, I think I want to do this to return this incident. If you have an ambassador in play, return this card. No. Discard a card to return this card. If the discarded card has yellow on it, no, it doesn't. Do I have an ambassador in play? Ambassador. Starfleet, Starbase, Anomaly. No ambassador in play. Okay, so I think I used Jadzia's ability. Spend a gold press latinum to... Although, why would I do that when... So what's better? Spend a latinum to return an incident and gain a glory, or discard a card to return this card. If the discarded card has yellow on it, gain it... Yeah, I mean, I think I just gained the glory, because why not? So I'm going to use... Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to use Jadzia in my staging area. I'm going to spend an action. And I'm going to spend a gold press latinum to return an incident. So I'm going to return this incident to the incident deck. And I'm going to gain a glory for doing that. So there's that. Okay, and I spent my latinum there off to the pile. I've got one action left, and I've got the Rio Grande. So I think what I'm going to do is... So I could play this to send an away team here, or I can use Sisko's ability. I forgot about Quark. I always forget. After resolving an operation with a gold press latinum cost, gain a glory. So I'm going to exhaust that to gain a glory. I mean, that just makes sense. Yeah, I spent a gold press latinum to get rid of that. So done. What else? After you take control of a location, no. I can send an away team to a location with Starfleet or Starbase. I could start using Sisko. I could play this card for free and then start pumping people over here using him. I could do that. But I really want to get someone there. I really want to get someone there. I could have put the Defiant here instead, and then maybe that would have been a better choice. So rather than putting the Defiant here, which didn't do anything, by the way, I'm going to say it went here instead. I think that's a better choice. It deployed there instead when I summoned it. And I'm going to send an away team to a location where you have a ship. So I'm going to play that as an action. I think that's the better choice here. And an away team would go here. Okay. Great. That means I'm going to have to move this at some point, which I can do. I could spend a dilithium to warp this ship. I could discard a person to warp a ship, but I think I'll do the dilithium. So I'm going to spend the dilithium on the Defiant card to warp this ship back here. So I drop them off. Now here's the thing. Do I leave the Defiant there so I can keep putting away teams there? Because if I get 3 here, I think maybe I wanted to test this, but at the same time, or I want to contest. But at the same time, I want to keep pumping away teams here. I'm going to take my dilithium back temporarily. I know I'm all over the place, but I think once I get 3, then I'll move this over. I think that might be better. So I technically didn't do anything with that yet. Yeah. Okay. I don't have any more actions to do anything. I don't have any people to discard. I can't discard anything. I don't have anything in my hand. I could use this ability now that I've got it activated just to draw a card and see what it is. And if I don't like it, I can just discard it along with the rest. So unfortunately, it has, I can't use it, but I can discard a card to find an anomaly. So I could use the wormhole to find my ship in here. Is it even worth it? 1, 2, 3, I could. Do I need to get that ship out sooner rather than later is the question. And I think the answer is yes, only because, see, if I get it, I have to hold on to it until my next turn anyway. So it doesn't really matter. Discard a card to find an anomaly. You know what, let's do it. I'm going to discard this card to find an anomaly, and that's also used. So I'm going to look through here, and it's the top of the deck, of course it is. So I'm going to find it, and that goes into my hand here. I have to shuffle this up because I did see stuff, so. All right. So I have this ship. I'm just going to hold. I could just discard it, and then, that would be one less card in my deck. I could just pretty much cycle it out for this turn. But do I need to get this deployed now? That's the question. Do I get this deployed now so I can contest more locations over here? That might be something to think about. Discard a card to beam a card here. Dismiss a person. I think I'm going to hold on to this because I think I'm going to deploy it on my next turn, which means that these are going to go into my discard pile, and I'm going to hold on to this for my next turn. Is there anything else I can do this turn? There is not. I think I've done everything. So this refreshes, that refreshes, that refreshes, that refreshes. Okay. And then we're going to resolve the Stardate card. We're going to place Glory, which now it's empty. So we have to, the computer is going to be wiping stuff later on his turn. I'm going to just throw this maybe over here. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to make these cards too powerful. So with that in mind, this goes here with the bot. And it's a reminder that I have to resolve that during the next cleanup step. I wipe the market, removing all tokens. But now we have to put from the supply 7 on this new card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, and there's no special instructions there once that gets cleared. Interesting. Okay, I placed my Glory. Is there anything on? Oh, discard and draw. I'm going to keep that one and just draw 1, 2, 3, 4. So I've got 5 cards. Didn't cycle, unfortunately, but yeah, so it goes. Okay, so now the computer is going to go. Can he resupply? No, he skips that step. Can he control anything? No, he needs 3 tokens in order to control something. 2 more than me as well. He only has 2 here, so he does not control anything right now. That may change. That may change. So now we move on to the actions part, and we're going to, again, this says 2 now. So we're going to draw 2 cards. And the harder difficulties, you'll start seeing those 3s and possibly 4s, I don't know, come up a lot sooner. So that's what makes the difficulties more difficult, the number of cards it'll draw. So we're going to resolve this one, and that is another directive. So we have to look at his bot stuff. Directives, no, here. If able, gain a Klingon. Oh, of course he gains a Klingon. So he gets this Glory as well. Look at him. He's so good. Okay, well, he gets this Glory, and he gains it into his discard pile. And let's see. Otherwise, gain a ship ally and take it. No. Gain 1 science or influence, whichever is lower. I'm assuming he'd want to pump up his science first because it's more valuable to him. So I'm going to do that. Send an away team to a neutral location. So he's going to put that here. And now he has the ability. This is now secured. This is a secured location. He doesn't control it yet, but he's going to on his next turn. I need to contest that. If you were to put away teams here in the down in the future, they would go over here, not here. Okay, so that was the directive. So that's 1, and then I can get rid of that. And then 2, this is another directive. Jeez, okay. He's gonna love taking control of planets. If able, gain a Klingon. No. So no Klingons over there. Otherwise, gain a ship or ally and take an incident. He's going to take whatever's more valuable to him. This is ×2. That makes this 2. That's 3 points, 3 points. He's going to take this because it's the leftmost one. So this is worth 3. This is worth 3. And they have equal number of tokens. In that case, in the case of a tie like that, he takes the leftmost one. So he's going to take this cargo, and he's going to put that into his discard pile. Gain the Glory. He's playing very well, that Picard. And he gains an incident. So when he takes an incident, I guess he just goes into his discard pile. All right. And we need to get some incidents back there, I think. Okay. Gain 1 science or influence, whichever is lower. So he gains that influence. Send an away team to a neutral location. So he's going to 1 point, 3 points. He's going to put it on the 3-pointer. All right, and that is his entire turn. He did very well considering. I mean, he did a lot more than I thought he would. So during his cleanup, we have to do this first. Wipe this thing. So this goes away. We're going to put these into the junk. I'll put the junk over here, and I'll try not to reach for it too often. And then we refill. All right. And he's going to now put a Glory. This is done. He's going to put a Glory token on something. I think it was least valuable to me, I think. So 1, 2, is that 1? This is ×1. So if I had one card, that would be one. So I would have one for that. So 1, 2, 1, 3. Binars is the most valuable. Leftmost would be that one. There's a 1 and a 1. And in case of a tie like that, there's no tokens. He's going to do the leftmost one. Okay, I think. I'm pretty sure that's right. Okay, so moving on to me, we're going to resupply. With Quark, we're going to gain a gold pressed latinum. And control, there's nothing to control. I'm going to have to do that pretty soon. And I've got incidents. Oh boy, I got incidents. Okay, so I like this card, but dismiss one of your opponent's duty officers. He doesn't have any. So I don't think... I want to wait until he's got one before I really make use of this card. I don't have cargo. I could scan for Shady with this, but I think that's a waste of my time. I think I want to get a vessel out here as quickly as possible to block, but I would need an away team over there as well. The question is, can I use anything I have to get an away team? I could send an away team to a location with Starfleet or Starbase. That's not it. So I could put a ship over here, but then it would come back to me because I have no way of getting an away team over there. Well, let's do this first, I think. Put a card on the top of your deck to gain a person. I could gain this person. Requires 3 red, which I have. Your opponent may draw a card. I think it declines whenever I'll have to look, but I remember reading that it typically declines when given the choice. Enlist a development. Interesting. I have to make sure I've got the resources, but that's a quick way of getting stuff done. As a duty officer, after you are attacked, you gain a glory. I don't think he's going to attack me all that much, to be honest. So, part of me wants that card for that development thing. That's really good. I can get my developments going sooner. I just don't know if I have the resources to pay for it. That's the big thing. But that's in the running. I like that recruit one. Maybe I spend this turn getting rid of these. Spend a gold pressed latinum to return this card. You may refresh a ship. What would I refresh exactly? Spend a dilithium to warp this ship. No. Beam a card here or recall a card beam. No. Promote a duty officer. No. This is a really bad turn, I think. I'm going to use Bajor and just draw a card. Maybe I'll have more options there. So you have an away team here, draw a card. If you have 3 or more, which I don't, I'm going to skip the rest of that. So I'm just going to draw a card. It is Major Kira. Find the people of Bajor and dismiss an opponent Cardassian or Dominion of your choice, which he doesn't have any. He doesn't have any there. Promote this card to duty officer. After your opponent I could let him do that, and I could let him control that location, which I may have to do, and then I'm going to gain a card and a dilithium. So I think I'm going to do this as an attack play, and I'm going to say that this failed because there is no Cardassian or Dominion in his area. So I think we're going to play this as an attack play. And it fails. Find the people of Bajor. The people of Bajor, if I remember correctly, is a reserve card. It is. So it's this card here, Bajoran. Okay, so we have to find it. And we find something, it goes into our hand. And it also says, dismiss an opponent, Cardassian Dominion of your choice. Promote this card. So Quark is now dismissed temporarily. She becomes duty officer. And we did that because, like I said, they are probably going to control this. I don't think I can get over there and beam anything down to stop them from doing this. I would need 2 tokens over here to stop that. And I don't think I can do it. So whenever it does control it, at least I'll get this reaction. I get to draw a card and gain a dilithium. At least it'll be something. So I think that's the best play there. And this new card that I just got is take an incident to gain 1 influence and draw a card. I don't like that one. Send an away team to a location. You may spend 2 dilithium to send another away team to the same location. Log this card. It's just, I think I do that. I mean, I don't need any more incidents, and I think I could stop him. I could just put 2 away teams there. So my next question is, do I mind letting him have this? Do I mind letting him have that? That's going to be the question. It has those red ones, so maybe it's not terrible, because his red track is the poorest out of his blue and yellow and red tracks. So maybe I'd let him have this, still take care, and then maybe I send away teams over here and start getting that. I think that might be the right thing to do. And it has that ambassador tag. I remember there being a card that uses ambassador, but I don't remember which one. There's so many cards. Spend a dilithium to send an away team. Ooh. Okay, that's a good one. If I can use this card, my gold pressed latinum, to send away teams to places where I have a ship, I can start filling that up. So I am going to play this for free. There's no isolinear ship tag here. I'm going to log this card. I'm going to send an away team to a location. I could send it here. I could just send it there and do that rather than do this. But I want that location too. I mean, oh, this is rough. Do I go for this right away? I've already used this ability this turn. Oh, that stinks. Oh, man. I've already used this ability, so I can't... Yeah, well... You may junk up to 2 cards. How important is this? I could spend... Here's the thing. I don't know how often I'm going to get cold press latinum now that Quark's gone. So I'm a little concerned about not being able to use this card. So as nice as this is, I feel like for 1 point, maybe I pass it up for now and use this to send one here to a location, and then spend a gold press latinum to send 1 here. That way on my next turn, I can just get 2 cards. 2 cards, 2 cards, 2 cards, 2 cards. Start cycling things out quickly. And then I have to log this. When I log it, it goes behind my captain. And I won't see it until the end of the game when scoring happens. Okay. So that's not terrible. I still have 2 actions left. And I can now move my Defiance somewhere else. Spend a dilithium to warp this ship. And again, I could... What I could do is, I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend my last dilithium to warp this ship. Yeah, I'm going to warp this ship here, right? And I'm going to... Was that an action? No, it's not an action. It exhausted it, but it's not an action. That's nice. Now, is there a way to beam down something here? I could use Sisko's ability to transport someone. I can also do one of these. Spend a gold press latinum to return this card. You may refresh a ship. Not that I would really need to do that. If you have a time travel card in play, return this card. Do I have time travel? I don't think I do. No time travel. Discard a card and return this if this... The science tag. Oh, I have a science tag here. Okay. I'm going to play this. Discard a card to return this card. See, if I discard this and then discard a card has the science tag, which it does. Draw 2 cards and discard 1 of them. But I want to get this out here to start landing away teams. That would have been nice, but I feel like I need to get this cycled out more and get my reserve deck. So I am going to discard a card to return this card. Yeah, I'm going to discard this card to return this card, and because it had that science tag, I get to draw 2 cards and discard 1 of them. And plus the other downside to having 2 ships here and then controlling this later, both would be dismissed unless I moved them. So having 2 ships at a location, I'd have to spend resources getting them redeployed again. I'd rather land the away teams and then skedaddle so my ship stays in play. That would be ideal for me. But I get to draw 2 cards, 1, 2. And I think that was an action, wasn't it? that was. So I had to spend an isolinear chip to do that, and I just knocked down all these glory tokens. Okay, so I've got one left, and I have to discard one of these. Discard an incident to gain a ship. Or take an incident to gain a ship. Or discard 2 cards to gain a cargo. Or I can just gain... I'm going to do this. This just makes sense to me. I'm going to just play this to gain 2 dilithium. I'm just going to play it to gain 2... Because I need dilithium to move things around. So that's 1. I have to discard something, which means I have to discard this one. This is one of the ones I picked up. I have to discard the other one. So I still have 1 action left. Put a card on top of your deck to gain a person. I'm going back to that now. Is that something I really want to do? Put a card on top of your deck to gain a person or gain an ally. What do the binars do? Gain a cargo, log this card. Play, requires 3 science, which I don't have science. Nope. I'm not interested in the binars. This person is appealing to me. Enlisted development. I would have to spend my glory, I think, to get these developments early. I'm tempted. I'm really tempted to do that. But it's also worth a glory. It's a free glory. I think I do that. I'm going to put a card on top of my deck. I'm going to put this card on top of my deck because I know that he might promote a duty officer in the future. So I'm going to put that on top of my deck, and then I gain a person. And when I gain it, I'm going to put that into my discard pile rather than put it into my draw pile. There's B4. Look at that. Okay, and that was my last action, I think. Yeah, that was an action for me. And this I can't do anything with. So this goes into my discard pile as well. Okay. Whew, not terrible. Absolutely not terrible. I mean, it could have been better, but at least I got 3 tokens here, and I'm setting myself up for future plays. Okay, so now we go into the cleanup. Resolve Starbase, which there is none, and then put a token somewhere. 1.2 points variable, which for him it's 2, and then 3. I'm going to put that on B4 because I don't want him grabbing expensive cards or looking at expensive cards. So I'm going to put that on B4 for now. Although I really want this ship is what I really want. But it has that variable science one, and he might actually try and take that in the future because of that. And I have to discard and draw. So I have 1, and I have to shuffle these. And I take 1 from my reserve. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We're getting somewhere. So now my hand, 5 cards. Moving on to the bot's turn, we're going to, there's no resupply. He now will control this. So his ship will get dismissed. What happened to his Enterprise? Oh, did I discard that by accident? I think I did. Yeah, it should still be in play, that Enterprise. There we go. It should still be in play. Okay, we'll move that there. Okay, so his away teams go back to him. His ship gets dismissed now. There we go. And he now controls this location. Now, when he controls a location, I believe it goes right to his... Oh, wrong guide card. I believe it goes right to his area, like a normal person's would. Gain... Resolve gained location. Most valuable if multiple. Let's actually read the actual step just to make sure I'm doing it right. So, control step. If the bot has secured a location, it takes control of it, dismissing, removing all tokens present at it, which can gain glory as usual. If it has secured more than 1, it takes control of the most valuable one. Okay. Refill the neutral zone as normal, which we will. Okay. Place the location it took control of into its control area. Then resolve it using the automated command card. Oh, interesting. So that is actually separate from its 2-card draw there. So it's going to get this location, and it's going to do this for free, which is nasty. Had I known that, maybe I would have fought on that harder. So location, it has the Breen on it. The Breen. So we're going to look For Breen, there's no Breen. So we move over here to location. Log the top card of the bot deck. Okay. Log the top card of the bot deck. Is it an incident? If it's an incident, it's not. Yeah, if it was an incident, it would be returned to the incident deck. And then discard the top 3 cards of the bot deck. Okay, so I guess it's just a quick way of getting through his deck faster so that he can get more reserve cards and get more powerful things going. So that's the location thing done. So now it moves on to his action. So he's going to draw 2 cards, 1, 2. And Worf is the first one. So we're going to look for attack, Klingon, security, Starfleet. We're going to look for those on the first card. Is there synthetic android? No. Klingon, yes. So the Klingon is the second one down. And that says discard the top 3 cards of the bot deck. 1. So now we have to shuffle. It's going to gain a reserve, but then discard it. Right? Or no. That says... Oh, crap. I just shuffled the stupid development and reserve decks. That's going to bother the heck out of me. Reserve, 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 reserve. Development. Got my decks mixed up. There's so much going on with this game. Development, 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 development. Okay. Reserve. I'm going to put these... Yeah, I'm going to put these like over here and put the Enterprise C on it. As a reminder not to touch it. This is his discard pile. And what I needed to do was discard the top 3 cards, right? I think I messed that up. I think I really messed this up. Let me just check to make sure that there wasn't any other cards in here that I put in here by accident. Reserve. No, these are all good. Okay. And I think I messed this up in a way. I should just discard 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. We'll just do that. We'll discard these 3 cards and be done with it. Okay. Just to get ourselves kind of back on track. Okay, so that was the Klingon. Discard the top 3 cards. Send an away team to a neutral location. Okay. It's going to go here because there's already a token on it, right? Okay. If able, you remove an away team. Otherwise, gain a glory and take an incident. Okay, so he cannot remove an away team. So he's going to just he's going to gain a glory from this and then take an incident. Okay. And that was the Klingon. Otherwise, gain a glory and take an incident. Okay. All right. So pretty much he was attacking me. If I had away teams here, that would have been really bad. But that was the Worf card. And now moving on to the second card, which is that directive again. And we're starting to get really good at that. If able, gain a Klingon. No. Well, actually, that is Klingon. Yeah, that weapon is Klingon. That is a Mek'leth. Okay, so it gains it. Okay, so he's just going to put it in his discard pile, right? And then gain a science or influence, whichever is lower. He's going to go with science because it's more valuable to him. And send an away team to a neutral location. He's all about these locations. Let me tell you, he loves these locations. He's going to gain control of that one now, unless I get a ship over there and some away teams or something. But that is it. That is it. So he now resolves his cleanup step, which is resolve stardate card. There's none to resolve. Place a glory. One that is least valuable to me. 2, 2, 1, 3. He's going to put it on that one. Okay, makes sense. And discard, he doesn't do that. Make sure I got it all right. Place, yep, that's it. Whew, it's getting a little hot in here. All right, so things are starting to get a little messy. So, resupply. Actually, you know what I should have done? Kira's reaction. After your opponent takes control of a location, draw a card and gain dilithium. So I'm going to do that now. All right. And that was her reaction, so in theory, she's already, I'll just put that on her just to remind myself that she's already been used. And that should be cleared off. Speaking of which, I've got 3 people on here. I might as well just draw 2 cards and be done with it. If you have 3 or more on 1 or more controlled locations, draw another card. So I draw 2 more. 1, 2. Okay. Very, very helpful. I'm just hoping that my 3 actions will see me through on this. I have a feeling I'm going to be less about locations this game and more about just trying to gain victory points. But I really need to push this up. I'm concerned now that she's in here that I won't be able to push my red marker up as high as it needs to go. I need to get her back into my hand at some point and then play her for that, move that science track up, or the tactical track up. Anyway, he doesn't have a duty officer yet, so I'm really not interested in that one. That was my reserve card that I got. Okay, so I can, with Miles, I cannot promote him, which makes sense. I mean, he's a chief, and officers and like, I guess service, I don't know what they're called, but techs and stuff, like there's certain divisions, and like Miles O'Brien is on a separate from officer. He's more of like he's just a chief of operations, which is, I think, the highest he could possibly go. I don't know. I don't have the chart in front of me. Play requires 5 tactical, which I've only got 3, so I can't do that. Okay. I kind of like him just to draw 2 cards and discard one of them. Jadzia, I can up a track, whichever is lowest. I don't like... That seems... I think I need to return incidents, but I don't have any incidents in my hand. That's crazy. I've got her, but I don't have incidents. Enlist a development. Is there something I can afford at this? I've got 3 dilithium and 1 gold pressed latinum. Is there a way I could... I definitely want to get an away team to a location with my ship. I think I need to do that. Take an incident to gain a ship. I don't want the Pastor. I don't think I want that. Although its tags are Communication Starfleet Doctor. I don't think those are ideal for me. But I need ships, right? I kind of need the dilithium if I'm going to be buying cards. The Tribble is junk a card from the market. You may log an attack to enlist a development. Interesting. I could log this card and still like get its endgame bonus, but then I lose the ability to get rid of his duty officers. That's an interesting one. I could even promote him. So wait, the Horta can be a duty officer, but Miles O'Brien can't. That's so weird to me. It is so weird to me. Okay. I'm just picturing Miles O'Brien and this Horta standing side by side, and Starfleet's like, no, Chief, sorry, but the Horta, let me tell you, he's got the credentials and you don't. I'm picturing. Anyway, requires 4 science. I mean, it's not bad. I was about to take it. Okay. Like I have so many options here. That's the problem. Gain, reach control. No. That specialty track thing, I don't have any red, unfortunately. I have blue, yellow, yellow. At most, I could get 2 yellow, but that's not going to help me. How am I supposed to get victory points with this deck? Like, that's what I ran into in the last I pushed red as high as I could get with Kira in my last game, but even then that wasn't enough. I'm struggling to get victory points with this deck. Like, I don't know what else to do aside from acquiring a crap ton of planets. Maybe that's all I can maybe do, is just try and get as many locations as possible. Oh, take an incident to gain a ship. No, discard 2 cards. I could gain cargo, but that's an... I'm going to gain... Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to discard... I'm going to gain 2 dilithium with this. I mean, I feel like I need to do this because I need resources. And it's a free action. And I've got so many cards, I need to use them. I'm tempted to get Quark moved in here. Even though this is coming up. Like, I could benefit from that. But I feel like gold pressed latinum is important, but I've got glory I could spend instead. Okay. I could send my... Okay, I think what I'm going to do is... I could play this for free to gain a dilithium. Let's see real quick. I have that one card where I have this one. I can enlist a development. I've got 3. I do have 3. So I want to look at my developments real quick to see what I can afford. See what I can afford. Okay, cargo... This is Transcendent Wildcard. Refresh a Bajoran. Discard a card to find a Bajoran. Discard a person to enlist a development. It's not terrible. Orb of the Emissary. That's expensive. That's 7 points, but doesn't do anything. Self-replicating Minds. Force your opponent to discard a card. Not helpful for the bot. Draw 2 cards and discard one of them. Deploy this card. After your opponent gains yellow or red, recall this. I don't think I like that. It's also got that yellow thing there. Julian Bashir. Free play an incident from your hand or discard pile. If you do, gain a science. That's something to think about. He's also fairly cheap, and I have some in there. Although I can't imagine me using him outside of that. I only have a couple of incidents in there. Plain and simple Garrick. Choose 2 of the following. Dismiss. No. Although his passive is increase your hand size by 2. That's really good considering I've got that. I mean, I could get a lot of cards in my hand all at once. I just don't know which ones I could play. Worf. Discard 2 cards to send 2. I think that's going to be a huge one for me. I think I need that card. Although, oh man, take control of this location. After putting a ship into play, free play a person. For that, and it has that red thing. So I want these 2, I think, more than anything else. This is going to cost 4, which I have. This is going to cost 2, which is going to benefit me more. I could use him immediately to get 2 away teams over here and prevent him from doing this. And then I could use Deep Space Nine to promote Quark. I think I do that first. So I'm gonna enlist. So I'm going to use him. Requires 3 red. I have it. Your opponent may draw a card. Enlist a development. So I'm going to spend an action to enlist a development. Okay. So this is my hand over here, and I'm going to enlist Worf, and I need to spend 2 dilithium to do that. Enlist goes into my hand, if I remember correctly, and the rest of these go underneath my reserve. Okay, so now that I've got these cards, now I could spend an action to send 2 away teams to the same to prevent him from getting that. That's 3 points over there, and I spent him already. I think I'm going to spend 2. I'm going to play this for free. Oh, no, I think I already did that. I already did that for free. My bad. I picked that up again by accident. I am going to play Worf. Discard 2 cards to send 2 away teams to the same location. And I might let him have this again for the benefit of Kira's ability, but at the same time it's 3 points and he'd be doing something with it. I could put those 2 here and then get this location on my next turn. That might be something to think about. Maybe I do. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I'm so confused. Okay, let's do 2 away teams to the same location. Discard 2 cards. Let's get rid of him because we're not going to use him right now. And who else? Utilize, I might use that. Jadzia. I'm not going to spend that one. Okay. Okay, so and then I can put these 2 somewhere. The question is, do I block them or do I do that? And let him have the location and let her trigger. Or do I block these guys, like so, and prevent that, which I think I might do, and that way I can stave off that whole thing and replace her with Quark so I can then use her to move that. Okay, I think I'm going to do that. So I did Warp's action. I'm going to spend Deep Space Nine's activation to promote a person from your hand as duty officer. And I'm going to promote... this goes discard. I'm going to promote Quark back. He's just the man for the job, apparently. And that way on my next resupply, I can start getting gold press latinum again. And I can use Kira later to do things. I'm going to be getting more enlistments or developments. So I with this card. So I need resources to do that. So I think that's going to be better for me. And that was a free thing. So I still have an action left. I did this already, didn't I? So I think that needs to be spent there. After you can take control of a location, gain 2 dilithium. So I should get away teams over there. I just don't know how I'm going to do it now. Spend, nope. Okay. I could use this card to get an away team over there, but that would require me to spend my last action. Although there's not a whole lot I can do. I think I'm going to just use him for his free ability. Draw 2 cards and discard one of them. So I'm going to draw 2 cards and discard one of them. Put a person on top of your deck to gain put a card on top to gain a person or gain an ally. Do I want B4 for anything? Gain a cargo, take an incident to scan for synthetic. No, I don't think I need him. So I'm going to discard this recruit card. And out of these, do I want to deploy this ship? I'll have 3 ships out there. But I still need to get my red up to 7 before I can actually complete his mission. Oh boy. That is a pickle here. Discard a card and then I feel like I should. Although, yeah, I'm going to free play this, gain a dilithium. And then I can beam a card to a ship or recall a card if I want to. So I played that for free. And I am going to... Now this one... I'm actually going to utilize this. You may either beam a card to a ship or recall a card beamed to a ship. I'm not going to use this because I don't have a whole lot of locations right now. And I am getting latinum and dilithium from other sources. And moving only 1 up the track? Oh no, that's actually... I'm not going to do that. I need that card. Because now that Worf's out here, that's 1 red. I could spend this to move up 1 red, but that's just kind of a waste. I need this card. I was going to beam it, but I think I need it. Unless I use Kira's... If I'm going to solely rely on Kira to do it, then I can afford to do this. I think I am. It sounds silly, but I'm going to beam this card to my ship. Just because, like, I'm not able to utilize this very well. I don't have a lot of locations with symbols on them. Whilst Kira will be able to push this up a lot faster. So the quicker I can get to Kira, the better. So I am going to use the Rio Grande's ability to beam a card to a ship. So I did that. And now I still have 1 action left. I think I'm going to put this card into play. Discard a card to do... Ooh, that little jerk. Discard a card. I did not see that. Okay, so I can't do that. But what I can do, I'm going to discard this. Just discard it. I'm going to use Sisko's ability. And this is my default go-to if I have nothing else to do. Send an away team to a location with Starfleet or Starbase. This is Starbase or Starfleet. I could also put that here as well, but I think I want to start getting this going. So I'm going to put that there. Although I'm out of away teams at this point, and my concern now is, like, this is just bad. I'd have to get another ship over there to take control of that planet. So I think what I need to do is, when I've got my 4 ships in play, then I go all in, just capture everything, recall all my ships. We'll see how that goes. But for right now, I mean, or do I beam it here? No. This is rough. And I want to keep 3 there too. Okay. That's it. Well, that's unfortunate. But okay. So we now resolve Stardate. No, and then place glory. I'm going to put it on. There's 2, 1. I'm going to give it to B4 there. Because I don't really care about that. And then I think that's it for me. I have to discard and draw. So 1, 2. All right. second to last reserve card. 3, 4, 5. And we are good to go. Now the bot is going to take his turn. Did I get 5? Yeah. Okay. So the bot does not resupply. It does not control that location because it's got 3 and I've got 2. So it needs 2 more than me. So it's not going to control anything. Next, it moves on to its turn. It's going to draw 2 cards. The first one is Will Riker. So it's a human Starfleet. We're going to look for human Starfleet on the first card. Nope, nope. Wow, none. Okay, so none there. Synthetic android, Klingon, alien, doctor, attack, nothing. What's this? Oh, 5-year mission upgrades. Now we won't care about that. That's that campaign. So instead, that is a person. So we want to move on to person. Log the top card of the bot deck. Okay, so the top card of the bot deck, we're going to log it. Is it an incident? No. It's that Klingon. Okay. Log it. Gain a science or influence, whichever is lower. So influence goes up. Send an away team to a neutral location. So I think it's going to double down on this, and unfortunately, I may not be able to do anything about that. Promote this card to duty officer. So it is now Picard's duty officer. So that means we have to flip this suits with no duty officer over to the other side. And now we're resolving this. It may come into play, which I think it will. That's a directive, and there's nothing, yeah. So it's going to be slightly different. If able to do both, log a controlled location. It can. Log a controlled location. And remove 2 away teams to take top and counter. Remove 2 away teams. Okay, well, that works for me. And then log this card. So it takes the top and counter, which is unfortunate. So he takes the top. These are really powerful cards. And then log this card. So he's going to log this card. If able to do both, log a location and remove 2. Yep. Otherwise, gain a. Okay, so otherwise, it's not other. We already did everything. It logged the controlled location, removed 2 away teams from the planet there, and took the top and counter and then logged it. So sorry, I should probably zoom in there a bit better. So I did the top part of this, and I think that's all I need to do. Okay. Oh, boy. Yeah, so I think that's everything, because that card was just played, was logged just now. Okay. Take the top encounter, then log this card. I wonder if that means log the encounter and not the directive. I think that's what they meant by that. So instead of logging that, I should have logged this. That makes sense. And then that is the second card that was played. And then, yeah. All right, so that goes into the discard, and he is done. Okay, his cleanup stuff. Starbase, no, he's going to put this on the least valuable to me. 3, 2, that's 2, 3, 2, 2, and 3. He's going to put that on Horta. There's a tie there, and there's more tokens on that one, so he's going to put it on that one. Makes sense. Okay, so that is it for him, and we move on to me. I don't think I'm doing very well. I think this guy's going to beat the tar out of me. Okay. Like this, this is the second time playing Sisko, and I still don't have a handle on it. I really don't. Okay. So here's my 5 cards. First, let's resupply. We get a gold press latinum. Great. We don't control anything yet, which is okay, fine. And now we move on to our actions. So set a course, discard up to 3 people, and send the same number of away teams to the same location. That might be something to think about because I do have 2 people, but I kind of want to enlist another development because I've got this card again. So I feel like doubling down on these really powerful cards and getting them going. So can I afford anything with what I've got? I want this Starbase one. It has that red little slash there for endgame scoring. After putting a ship into play, free play a person, you may find a ship. Okay. I think I'm going to do that. So I am going to... but here's the thing. That would be 2 actions right from the gate. That would be 2 actions right then and there. Is there anything else I could possibly do instead? I could use her to take care of this. Yeah, I think that's what I have to do. So I'm going to do this first. Although I have this, I'm going to just draw 2 cards. 1, 2. I should just do that every turn, but I keep forgetting. Maybe something else will happen here. Okay. I'm going to use him, draw 2 cards, and discard one of them. 1, 2. I'm going to discard the shuttle. Well, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to discard the shuttle because this one I can free play and get 2 dilithium. I think I do that. So I'm going to free play this and just gain 2 dilithium. So that's 1, 2. And again, I need resources for that guy's ability. Worf, discard 2 cards to send 2 away teams. Now, I could have sworn there was like free play a person. Where was that at? After putting a ship into play, free play. That's the Starbase's reaction. That's not bad. I don't have any away teams to send. That's the problem. I don't have any away teams to send. Nice. The one time I can discard up to 3 people and send a away team somewhere, I can't do it because they're all tied up. I may have to accept the fact that I move one from there, move it over there, and just, I think I have to just do that. All right, let's, oh man. All right, let's get rid of this stupid incident. Let's use Jadzia to do it. So we're going to spend a latinum to return, yeah, we're going to spend a latinum to return an incident, get it out of our deck. And then we gain a glory, which that is now empty. And there's nothing to do with it. So I'm just going to put it over here and restock that to 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7. Okay. So I played that one. That was an action. Okay. I still think I need to get that Starbase in play. I mean, as much as I want to move stuff over and control this, I feel like I can do that later. Yeah. So requires 3. Your opponent may draw a card enlisted. Okay. I am going to play that for an action. And I get to enlist a development. Okay, awesome. That's my hand. And again, I think I want Starbase 375 because it has that red slash. And I can find a ship. But is there anything else I could benefit from now? Garrick is really the only other thing. I could enlist him and then attack. Choose 2 of the following. Dismiss one of your opponent's duty officers. And you draw a card. Or gain 1 influence. Or spend to scan. Okay. I'm tempted to do that. But at the same time, like, I feel like I need to get this red slash out there. So I'm going to play this 375, Starbase 375 location. So I'm going to enlist this for 4 dilithium. That goes into my hand. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that goes into my hand. The rest of these go back. Okay, and I now can play my last action to then put this out. But then what about these? What do I do? I think maybe I discard up to... no. Draw a card, discard a card, warp up to 2 of my ships. I mean, I guess I'll just do that for free. So draw a card, discard a card. I mean, okay. I can scan for Shady. I think maybe I do that instead, and I'll keep this in my hand for next turn. I don't need to do this now. Okay. So I got around Garrick by using this. Okay, so I think I'm going to discard Strange New Worlds because I'm not going to do that yet. And then for my last action, I think I'm going to attack play. Dismiss one of your opponent's duty officers. So for my last action, dismiss it. That flips this back over to the suits without a duty officer. Make him less powerful. You may scan for Shady, and you may draw a cargo from your disc. I don't have a cargo, so I can't do that. But I can also scan for Shady. So what that means is I'm going to scan. I'm going to pick this deck and scan for Shady. And the first one that comes up, I'm going to take it. Starfleet. No. Oh, Moriarty. He's Shady. Okay, so I guess I get him. And I can scan for him. Now that means I can put it in my discard or my draw pile. Requires 5. Unfortunately, it's not a great card for me. So it might be one that I can somehow get rid of. Whatever. We'll take him. I'll put him in my discard. It sucks because now he's going to clog up my deck. I thought I was going to get someone really good, but I guess not. There is, however, oh, no, it's Ferengi. Shady is different. Okay. Wow. Okay. I keep forgetting about Quark, too. I spent a dilithium to get rid of that thing, so I should have gotten, with his reaction, a glory. I spent a gold pressed latinum to get rid of that encounter, or that incident. And because I did that, he should have triggered, and I didn't do that. Okay. And that was my last action. So now I have some decisions to make. Can I free play any of this? No. Worf, unfortunately, I can't use him right now. All of these go into a discard. I feel like keeping my starbase handy so I could find a ship. But if I do that, I've got 3 cards left. I could still get that last reserve if I keep this. Playing this, you may find a ship. I think that's going to be helpful in the future, playing ships, getting 4. I need to get 4 ships out here. Okay. To get this done. Okay, I'm going to keep that in my hand, actually. And then I'll... let me find a ship. After putting a ship into play, free play a person. I think I need to get that done sooner rather than later. The chances of me drawing another person and a ship at the same time is going to be pretty big. So I think I do need to get this started sooner rather than later. So we are going to... This is going to stay in my hand. And I'm going to resolve the card. I'm going to put a glory on something. Whew, all right. B4, I guess. That's 4 points, unfortunately. What about... No. I'll put on the... No, I like the Horta. Well, just... Yeah, I don't want another synthetic. I really don't. Okay, so that's done. And now we... 1, 2, 3, reserve... 4. We are out of reserve cards, but now we have to shuffle our discard pile and make a new draw deck. So yeah, no more reserve. We now have enlistments that we're going to be doing. Okay, so moving on to the bot's turn. Let's refresh these. The bot is not going to resupply. He will not control that location, and he's now just going to take 2 turns without his duty officer, thank goodness. So the first one is recruitment. It's a directive, because of course it's a directive, which is, if able, gain a Klingon. No, there's no Klingons out here. No. Otherwise, gain a ship ally and take an incident. So this is 3, and that is going to be worth... That's 2 points plus 1 is 3. And because of a tie, I guess he takes the one with the tokens on it. I mean, that makes sense to me. I mean, his blue is going to go... I'm just going to take this to save on time. But I'm going to go ahead and do that. He's going to get this glory, and he's going to gain this ship. But he also takes an incident, which is from here. Takes an incident. Gain 1 science or influence, whichever is lower. So science goes up. And send an away team to a neutral location, which is there. So now there's 3-2. He's trying to take control of he's trying to take control of that planet. One more and he will get it. But yeah, so it goes. And then this one is a Klingon, and I know that's on the first card here. Discard the top 3 cards of the bot deck. So 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then send an away team to a neutral location, because of course he's going to. If you are able, remove an away team. So he removed one of my away teams. Well, that sucks. If able, you remove it. So that red text means that's an attack on the player. Otherwise, gain a glory and take it. Okay, so he did do that. So he shot up one of my away teams because, Klingons. But that was it for the Klingon card. So these go into the discard pile. And I think that was his turn. He's going to resolve the Stardate card and place glory. That is worth 2 points, 3, 4. He's going to put that on this ship, the Reliant. Okay. All right, so for my resupply step, I'm going to gain a gold pressed latinum thanks to Quark. Control, there's nothing to control. I don't have enough to control that location. And we move on to our actual turn. And this time, I'm going to draw 2 cards with Bajor. Very helpful. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do with all this. Okay, so that's done. Discard a person to warp a ship. Discard a card to find an anomaly. I think... Oh, there's the research. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this done right away. I'm just going to spend a nice linear chip action there to take control of Starbase 375. Okay. And when I control it, I may find a ship. And I may find it. So is there another ship in my discard pile? I know there is. There's the Rio Grande. I'm going to find that one. Shuffle that up. Okay. I found it. It's right there. Okay. And as a reaction, after putting a ship into play, free play a person. I think I want to get a ship into play. I'm going to put that up here. To free play a person. So I need to get another ship out here to do that. So no, I want to play her so I can get this red track up. I want to play this. Discard a card to deploy and warp this ship. I could, in theory, put it over there and start dumping away teams back over there, but just to prevent him from getting over there and taking those locations. But I feel like I need locations because he gets a point for every controlled location. I really haven't done that this game. In the last game with Ida Lee, I controlled like 10 locations. Here, I barely have any, and that's concerning to me. I want to get the Voth out there, I think. It's the only ship I have here. So I'm going to play this, discard a card to deploy and warp this ship. I'm going to discard, Ode was the last one. Duplicate an operation from the cargo or person or... Okay, interesting. Log a person. No, I'm just going to discard... I'm going to discard Recruit because I don't need any more cards in my deck right now. So I now deployed the Voth ship. And do I have a token for it somewhere? I think, yes, I do. Now I can warp it to a location. I can warp it over there, but I'm still down an away team. I'm down a token is what I should say. It would still take that location even if I did warp it over here. So part of me doesn't want to do that yet. Part of me wants to warp it here and start putting tokens there, but I'm kind of low on... And I don't really want to take control of anything either because I need to get 4 ships in play before... I got 1, 2, 3. I need 1 more. So I don't want to lose a ship that might be out there. So I feel like putting it here for now so I can prepare to take it later. And just let him do his thing over there. Because I don't think there's much I can do to stop that. So, okay. So I'm going to just warp it here in preparation for landing away teams later. Okay. I don't want this ship getting removed. I need 4 ships out here to complete this and this up to 7 to do that. Now, because I played a ship, reaction, after putting a ship into play, free play a person. So I'm going to mark that as exhausted, and now I can free play any one of these people that I want. I'm going to free play Kira because I know I'm going to use them. 3 red and 1 glory. So 1, 2, 3, and 1 glory from the Starbase card, of course. And the opponent gets 1 yellow. Okay. That was a free thing. So I still have 1 action left. Rio Grande. I could put that ship into play, but I'm down one little red, and then I could complete that. I could have used her if I had the extra action to do it, but I don't. So I think that's a shame. I may have to wait till my next, keep this in my hand, and then wait till my next turn to do it, and then start doing the away team thing. Okay. Odo, I have an away team. No. Okay, so I think I just do set a course for free. Draw a card, and then discard a card. Draw a card, discard a card. I'm going to discard her. I mean, I can't use her for anything right now. Chief requires 5 tactical, which I have now. Spend a dilithium to draw a ship from your discard pile and free play it. Oh, wow. Then draw a card. Oh, wow. That's cool. I don't think I have a ship in my... Oh, okay. What if I can acquire a ship, get it into my discard, but to get a ship I would have to spend an action. I don't have a card that can do it. If I can somehow get this card into my discard and then save him for my next turn, and I could use him to get the Rio Grande out of my... Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. Do I have enough? I do. Okay, so I'm going to play this for free, gain a dilithium. Just gain a dilithium. Fine. I need dilithium. And then I'm going to keep this card in my hand because I need to use him on my next turn. Because free playing a ship is kind of cool. And then I could free play another person because of the Starbase. That's kind of cool. All right. After you take control of a location, you know what? I am owed 2 dilithium because I took control of that location. And I'm owed 2 dilithium because I took control of that location. And they were on 2 separate turns, so I'm good. So I should have had 4 extra dilithium from his reactions from previous turns. These were definitely on separate turns. This is more on like turn 1. And this was like on turn, I don't know, it was recent. So I'm going to give myself 4 dilithium for that. Just fixing that. Okay. I still have 1 action. And I can, with Odo, duplicate a play operation of a person or cargo from the market. So I could duplicate, junk a card from the market. You may log an attack, which I don't have, to enlist a development. Deploy this card. No, I don't think I'm going to do that. And then his, if I were to copy one of his, gain a cargo from the junk, take an incident to scan for synthetic. So I could scan, I could use Odo to get a junk or to get a cargo from here. Would I do that? You may take an instant, duplicate a play operation. No. No, there's only the 1, and yeah, so I don't want it. So Odo is out. So what do? I have an action left, but I can't do anything with it. Can I do anything here? Discard a person to warp a ship. Discard a card to find an anomaly. I don't think I have any anomalies anywhere. Warp a ship. Dismiss a person. How about I prepare to get Odo? Oh, he's not human. Ugh. You know what? Maybe I have to, I mean, maybe I use... Oh, man. I'm so lost. I need to dismiss a person with human onto this ship in order to get this encounter and then log this. But I want to do that after I get this done. I still have an action left. What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Warp this ship, discard a card. Nope. Nope. This is all done. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I could use this to beam this here, but the problem is, like, I'd lose out on the Defiant on my next turn. It would take me longer to... Okay, I'm gonna have to do that. I can't let an action go. I'm gonna use his ability to move this over to a Starfleet planet, and I'm getting ready to take control of that planet. So it's unfortunate because that means I need to redeploy the Defiant. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that unless I can't put it here because this is Starbase. I'm going to do that. I'm prepping. I am prepping for control of multiple locations is what I'm going to do. This is going to come back to me because, and I'm going to get a glory as a consolation prize because it just came back to me. I'll use that to get a location there, and then, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. But that was my last action. Now, Odo, I'm going to discard. I'm going to keep O'Brien for my next turn because of the combo. I'm going to try and chain here real quick. Because now the Rio Grande is in my discard pile, and I can use him to get it and then free play it and then draw a card. So I'm going to keep him for that purpose. And there's enough in here to where I'm not going to be cycling out my discard pile. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that refills that. Okay, so I'm going to assign that, I don't know, the Reliant, I guess. I may want that in the future. And I think my turn is over. Boy, this is getting nitty gritty. I just want to get this done. I just want to get, then I'll be happy. Okay, so Picard does not resupply. He will take control of this. And he gets, well, I get a glory in this return because that's a consolation prize. His location comes here, and it's now gonna, something's gonna happen. Location, it's this one. Log the top card of the bot deck. Log it. Okay, logged it. Then discard the top 3 cards of the bot deck. So discard the top 3 cards of the bot deck. And it doesn't say anything about logging this location. It's just going to stay there. So it's just going to stay there in play. And he has to discard the top 3 cards. So he's going to shuffle his discard file. And then discard 1, 2, 3. Okay. And now on to his actual turn. It's 2 cards. So 1. It is an incident. That's the first time I've seen an incident come up. So what happens there? Log the top card of the bot deck. Gain a person. Okay, so log the top card of the bot deck. Okay, he's logging it. Oh, it's an incident, so that gets returned. And he gets to gain a person, which, seriously? Return this card. So he gains a person, and all, that's for a free. Freaking, that's powerful for, like, that's really good. How did he get so much out of that for an incident? Oh, well, he gains B4, all that glory, and then return this card. Okay. I feel like that was getting, I thought incidents would actually hurt him, not help him. I would think. And then this card is a directive. And we need a new card there. Directive is the same. If able, gain a Klingon. This is Changeling. Yeah, no Klingons. Otherwise, gain a ship or an ally. So this is more valuable to it. So it's going to take this ship. 4 to 3. It's going to take that. And then it's going to take an incident. Well, it doesn't matter to him, does it? And then gain a science or influence, whichever is lower. He'll gain a science. And send an away team to a neutral location. He's going to go to the one with the fewest tokens, I think. So he's going to go there. Okay. Which is 5 points, by the way. I don't like that. I think I need to get that location under control quickly. But that was his last remaining card there. So that's going to go into the discard pile. And he's going to put a glory on, let's see, 1, 2, 2, 3. This is the least valuable to me, so that's where that goes. All right. So now it is my turn. I'm going to resupply with Quark. I am going to take control of nothing yet, but we're getting there. We're prepping for that. And then we've got our turn. Okay. Now I could draw 2 cards, but I don't want to shuffle my discard just yet. What I want to do is get this played right away so I don't forget about it. This is play requires 5 tactical, which I have. Spend a dilithium to draw a ship from your discard pile, which is the Rio Grande. Done. Draw it. And free play it, which I will do. I will free play it. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 ships in play, which is good. And it's a free play, so I'm just going to deploy this ship. Simple. So I've got 4 ships. And now I can draw a card. Okay. Got Moriarty. Too bad he doesn't have that human tag. I was just going to use him on this ship and get rid of him to get that encounter. But he doesn't have that. After putting a synthetic into play, gain a glory. I don't feel like he's useful. Can I just beam him somewhere and just get rid of him for now? Or use him to... Select the controlled location if there's an away team and a ship there. Okay, that's going to be later. Worf, I'm not going to use him right now. There's that enlistment card again. Dismiss one of your opponent's duty officers. You may scan for shady. Draw a cargo from your discard pile. I've got a lot of options, but like what I need to do is get this one. I need to get that up one more space, and I don't think I have anything in hand that can do that. That's such a shame because there's so much I could do, but I can't do it. What I could do is get an away team over here. Oh, I can draw 2 cards with that and cycle this out. Let's do that. I'm gonna cycle. I'm gonna do that. Draw a card, and then I get to now look at my cards here and buy one. Which would help me the most right now? I need to get Bashir, free plane incident. No. Garrick. Dismiss one of your opponent's duty officers, gain or yellow, or scan for a person. No. Force your opponent to discard a card. Draw 2 cards and discard one of them. Deploy this card. No. On resupply, I just gain a glory. I mean, that's not terrible. I mean, we still have 2 or 3 cards. I mean, that's several. I could pick this up and do work with it. Refresh a Bajoran to draw a card. Discard a card to find. There we go. That's what we're going to do. Discard a card to find a Bajoran. I'm going to find Major Kira if I don't find her. So I'm going to buy this one. And just for the sole purpose of getting this whole thing, you'll see how that's going to work in a minute. I don't like it because it has that blue thing on the bottom, which I don't really need. But to get this quest done now, I feel like this is what I have to do. So I'm going to get this card in hand. Now, I'm going to shuffle my discard pile. I know Major Kira is in here somewhere. She's not in my hand, I don't think. Okay, so I'm going to play this for free. discard a card to find a Bajoran. So I'm going to play it, and then discard a card to find a Bajoran. I'm going to get rid of him. And when I find a Bajoran, I'm going to look through my draw pile, because I know she's in here. There's Major Kira. I'm going to do that. Great. Oh, I forgot about this, too. When I played this, I could have free played a person with that. I couldn't have free played Major Kira because I didn't do it in the right order, and I'm not going to backtrack all the way, but I could have free played a person. So was there someone else in my hand that I could have free played? I could have free played him, I could have free played him, I could have free played Worf. So I'm going to keep these off to the side as a thing I could free play. And I'm kind of going all over the place here. Because I don't know if it was possible to, like, get the free play. I could have waited on the ship. Like, waited on O'Brien. Maybe I didn't. What if I didn't play O'Brien first? Like, what if I didn't play O'Brien first? No, then I wouldn't have been able to find the ship. All right, so I had to have done that. So I cannot free play Kira, but I can free play one of these guys with the Starbase's ability. And I didn't pay for this, did I? It's 3 pink and 2 gold press platinum. Okay. I could free play him and just get another enlistment. Or a development, rather. I keep saying enlistment. Discard 2 cards to send 2 away teams to the same location. I don't have 2 away teams to send to the same location. Or what I could do is just move these over there. And I could do that. Just to stop him from getting that planet. Okay. So I'm going to free play Worf. I'm going to free play Worf with that. Since I did this, I got that ship deployed. This kicks in. I got a free person I could play. Free play this, and I can move 2 away teams. I'm going to do 1, and then I'm going to move this one over. Actually, this one, because this one has 1 point. This is 3. I need to get points. So I'm just moving 2 away teams over there. That was free. Now, Kira, I do have to spend an action for, and I'm going to do that. 2, gain 3 red, 1, 2, 3, and gain a glory, which that is now out. And during the cleanup step, wipe the market. Yep, so this goes to the computer, and we get 6 on there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll clean it up later. Okay, so there's 6 on there. And he gets 1 yellow. Okay. Per that card. That was an action. That was my first action. Second action, I now have 4 ships in play. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 ships in play. My tactical is up to 9. I need 7 plus on yellow or red. So I can now complete this mission. Enlist a development, reducing the cost by 1 dilithium or 1 latinum for each star base you have in play. I have a star base here. I have a star base here. And that's it. So I've got 2 star bases. So I can reduce the cost of something really expensive. So I could do this card. 7 points. And yeah, it would cost me 3 pink and 3 dilithium and 1 gold press latinum. Or do I take one of these guys and sacrifice them to the Voth vessel so that I can get that other encounter? Maybe I just get rid of Miles at that point. Yeah, I'm going to go with the 7-point card. I'm just going to take the 7-point card. Anomaly, Transcendent, and Wild card. So it can be like anything I need it to be, which is nice. Okay, so I am going to enlist that, and it's going to cost me everything I have. The reduction is going to be 2 gold press latinum because of the 2 star bases I have. So that was as a reward. And that's it. Enlist the development, reducing the cost, and that's all I get as a reward. But now I know it's done. Now I don't have to worry about keeping 4 ships in play all the time. I can start capturing planets, getting rid of ships, and so on. I think that's going to be the next step. So, out of this remaining stuffs, let's see. Strange New World. Select the location. If there is +1... is there a location I can just get rid of, like the wormhole? I could actually use Moriarty to discard a card and warp a ship. I could do that. Discard a card and warp a ship. I'm going to do that. I'm going to discard Moriarty and use it to warp a ship. I'm going to move the Defiant over here now because I need a 5-point planet is much better than a 1-point planet. We're going to push hard on these locations now. And that was a free action on the wormhole. Promote, nope. After you take control of a location, nope. I can send an away team here with his ability. I could totally do that. I'm going to play this just to gain 2 dilithium for free. 1, 2. And I am going to use one of his activation to move an away team. Ooh, where am I going to move it from? I mean, if I did that, then I'd have to move it. I'd be down. All right, so maybe I don't have to draw that. I'd have to get one back over there somehow. Let's do this, and I'll pay you back. I swear, I'll pay you back. So we're moving an away team from there over to there. I could move it to here, I guess, but I could actually move it from here. Reason being, Worf will let me do that. So we're shuffling away teams around all over the place, but we're gonna get this done. Okay, so that wasn't his action. Oh no. No, we can't do that because this is not a starbase, is it? No. So we can't. So using that, I'd have to move it over here. I'd have to move it there. Dang. Let's do it. Let's just do it. We'll pay you back. Because this has the Starbase or Starbase tag on it, and I can only use this when on a Starfleet or Starbase tag. And this does not have that. So I have to move the away team here instead of putting it over there. That's why I had to rethink that. So that was another action. I could play him to get another enlistment, but the thing is, I don't know if I can afford any at this point. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to play it to get an enlistment, but I have 2 dilithium, and I know that there's a 2 dilithium one in here. Yeah, there's these 2, right? So, yeah, I'm going to spend my last 2 dilithium to enlist. I need a human. So I think he's going to be our guinea pig for the Voth vessel. And just that'll be that. So I'm going to enlist him, and that goes into my hand, and then I can discard a card to beam a card here. But the thing is, if I do that, then this is going to get controlled, and then, oh my gosh. All right, that's not... That Voth vessel is going to go away soon. So I can't do that now. What if I move this away team? All right, let's undo that, and we'll undo that, and we'll undo this. Undo this. I don't want that taken control of yet. I want to discard a card to beam a card here. We're going to discard this card to beam Julian on board the Voth research vessel. There we go. And then activation, dismiss a person with a human that is beamed here to take the top encounter card, then log it. So we are just going to, I think, do that. We got Julian real quick, and then we're going to get rid of him and get an encounter. So it says here again, dismiss a person with human that is beamed here. And dismiss, I'm assuming, means just he goes away permanently from the game. I've never heard of dismiss. From being in play, to discard pile. Interesting, okay. Dismiss a person with human that is beamed here to take the top encounter card, log this card. So Julian goes into the discard pile, and we log this card, which means this is gone, which is unfortunate, but I think we needed to get that done. And then we get to draw an encounter card. The Guardian of Forever. Okay. Gain 1. If I play it, gain a yellow and a science, deploy this card. This is going to be a good one if I can get it in play. So I can do that now. I don't see why I couldn't. It's a free play. So I'm just going to put that down. Guardian of Forever. And yeah, that's going to give me... So I get 1 yellow and 1 blue, which haven't moved at all this entire game. And as a passive, increase your hand size by 1. Whenever scanning, include cards in the junk too. Activation, recall a non-time travel card from your staging area. You may take an incident to gain an action, log this card. I don't want to log this. I think increasing my hand size by 1 is just huge. So I need to remember that I have this. So I'm actually going to push these over. I have so many effects going right now. I'm kind of like lost. I don't remember how many actions I have left at this point. A lot of that was free. This one is Strange New Worlds. I have to choose a selected location with an away team on it and a ship there, and then I can take encounters using it. I'm not going to use that. I don't have the ability to, unless I hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Maybe I do. What if I spend... Oh, I don't have any dilithium. I can't warp anybody. I think I've spent everything I can do. So I think with that, I'm just going to end it there, because I don't think... With all of that mess, I may have missed an action or two, backtracking. We'll just end it there. But that was not a terrible turn. We got a lot of stuff done on that turn. And now we're going to choose... the Borg probe is 2. Horde is 2. I'm going to put on the Borg probe because we can. Although, yeah, fine. Okay. And then I get to draw 1, 2, 3, 4. I could get one of those developments, but I don't have any resources, nor do I want to spend glory to do it. I don't want to spend my glory tokens to... I need victory points. So I'm just going to continue drawing here. All right, so I got 5. Oh, my hand limit is 6. I forgot about that already. I need something to remind myself. Hello? I don't know how else to tell myself, hey, stupid, there's cards here. Okay. Oh, you know what I forgot to do all this time? I've been making mistakes. I forgot to give the computer, every time it cycled its deck, I forgot to give it cards from its reserve. So I'm going to just add 2 to it as a consolation kind of thing, and hopefully that will balance it out. Again, I have to stress, learning game here. There's a lot to think, a lot to keep in mind, a lot to keep track of when you're playing. Okay, so the computer is now going to resupply, nope, control, nope, and he's just going to take actions. So he's going to directive, because of course he's going to do directive. No duty officer in play, though. If able, gain a Klingon. No. Gain a ship or ally, and take an incident. 3 and 3, he takes the leftmost one. Okay, and takes that. And takes an incident. Starting to run low. I don't like that. Gain 1 science or... Gain a science or... Yeah, I'm going to gain the science there. So he gained 1 blue. Send the away team to a neutral location. At this point, I'm assuming he'd try and stop me. At this point, I'm starting to get confused on where he would send that, to be honest. Let's see. Sending away teams. Just want to make sure I got that. Like you, the bot cannot send away teams to a location where it's... Okay, so I have a ship there, so he can't send that here. He cannot send it because I'm blockading the planet. So he's going to send it to the location with the fewest... Where he prefers to put it where the bot has the most tokens. And it sends it to the most valuable one. Well, that would be this one, I think. Yep. Okay. So he couldn't put it. I've got a ship in orbit now, so I'm blockading the planet. So he couldn't put that. And I'm wondering, did I break that rule? No, the Enterprise was never there. That's right. The Enterprise was never over there. He was sending his away teams like without the Enterprise toward the later half of the game. Okay, so he did that. And what else? Yep. So that's it for that. And this is the Enterprise. Okay, so this is Starfleet, which is not on the traits. So ship, deploy this ship. It explores. Okay. It's going to explore, and by that it means it prefers locations where there's nothing going on. I think like where I have the fewest tokens. Let's take a look at the back here. Explore. Warp the ship to a neutral location with the fewest total tokens. Okay, so yeah, he's going to put his ship there. He's exploring that location. And next it's ship. If a person is in the bot discard pile, send an away team to a neutral location. I'm going to assume so. He's got a lot here. Yep, there's a couple of people. So he gets to put an away team at a neutral location, which he's going to put that here with his ship. Makes sense. Okay. And that was his turn. Okay. Now, to be fair, he wouldn't have cycled his deck that much, considering that he's only taking 2 cards per turn. So there's something to be said there. Okay, so I get a resupply. I get the gold press latinum. Quark is really coming in handy with that resupply. Taking control of something, I can't take control of this because, oh wait, I have 3 tokens and I've got 2 more than him. So I do get control of this. And that goes away. Temporarily, the Defiant and this go into the discard pile. And I get this location. Free cloud location. And his ability is reaction. After you take control of a location, gain 2 dilithium. So I will make use of that. Okay, when you control, you may spend a gold press latinum to scan for business. I don't think I need to do that just because I've got so much else going on right now, and oh my gosh, I need more room on this table. Let's move these over, and I'll put that here. All right, hopefully you guys can see that. Okay, yeah, there's a we need to end this game soon. Just there's so much going on, and I don't think my brain can handle this anymore. Okay, so I have no incidents, which is great. I've got 6 cards. I didn't borrow from this. Yeah, I still have 3 here. So I'm gonna just draw 2 cards. 1, 2. I should have refreshed these, but didn't. Refreshed, no, not refreshed that. Okay, we're good. Okay, so I've got some things to think about. I want to beam this card or log it or something so it's not clogging up my hand all the time. I'd rather beam it because then, like, if I beam it somewhere, I can still use its tags for various things. Okay. I need to get that Strange New Worlds card done, I think, if I can find it. It's in my deck somewhere. Refresh a Bajoran, discard. I feel like I need to keep playing Major Kira and bump this red up as high as I can possibly go. This card's going to let me do that. So I'm going to discard a card to find a Bajoran. I've got a lot of cards. I don't think I need to get these anymore. Although, yeah, I don't have enough anyway. So for now, I'm going to discard this. Maybe there's a better one to get rid of. Recruit. Yeah, let's get rid of the recruit one. I don't want to bump up my deck any more than it already is. I'm going to discard a card to find that Bajoran, which was this card. And it's a free play thing. There's no cost associated with it. So discard a card to find a Bajoran. And I know that she is in here. There she is. Find a Bajoran. And we found her. We're going to put her in our hand. And there's that. Now, can I play a ship or anything so I can free play a person? I don't think I have anything like that. I can discard people to send away teams, which that would be perfect for this here. Discard up to 3 people to send the same number of people to a planet. This is worth no points. Score 1 point for each of your shady cards, which not terrible, but I don't know how many shady I actually have. I know of 1. I know that Moriarty is 2, but I don't know. Oh, there's 3. That's a 3-point card at least. And I may have more that I don't know about. So maybe I might want to consider throwing that over there. So let's play her first. Let's spend an action. Oh, these should have been refreshed. I'm going to spend an action to move this up by 3. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to gain a glory. And then the opponent gets a yellow. Okay, done and done. Now, I've already played this, so I can't refresh a Bajoran and draw a card because this is already being used. Let's see. I think discard up to 3 people. I think I do that. Discard up to 3 people. That's an action. So I could discard him. I could discard her. And him. Discard 3 people. And I can move that many away teams. Now, I only have 2. So I'd have to bring someone back. I'm going to bring Jadzia back. And move these 2 here. 3 tokens, 2 more than him. I'll get that location if he doesn't contest it. So that was action number 2. And then action number 3 is... Okay, so I can move crap up this track even further. I'd have to... Whatever is the lowest. So I'd have to choose to move either the blue or the yellow up. If I played this. So... Or Odo is duplicate a play operation of a person or cargo from the market. Put a person into your staging area without triggering their play operation. To duplicate a play... Jesus Christ. No, we'll pass on that one. Junk a card from the market. You may log an attack card. No. Okay, I think what we do is we play Jadzia for our last action to move the yellow up 1. Just so it's on the ×2 bubble. That way, if we have any ×2, which I don't know if we have any yellow scoring cards. I don't know if we do have them, but if we do, then great. That'll help us out with that. And then these we're just going to discard, and that'll be that. Now, let me check real quick to see if any of these things could be used. I didn't pull a ship in, so I can't free play a person. Discard a person to warp a ship. No. Where's the Rio Grande? Oh, I put it into play, but I never put the token there. Yeah, it's just been sitting in Deep Space Nine's dock the entire time. I could discard Odo, which I didn't use, to move him somewhere via the wormhole. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to move him. I'm going to move the Rio Grande there in an attempt to try and get that at some point. So I discarded a person. I had Odo in my hand that I didn't use, and I'm going to use him now to warp a ship. So I warped that over there. Okay, so that ability is done. Promote a person. No. No. Discard a card to gain a gold. Didn't I have two? I had the set of... Oh, and I already used it. I had Odo left. Oh, I had... No, I don't think I had anything else in my hand. Okay, that would have been nice. Spend two gold to find any card. Can I find a card that won't cost an action? I mean, is there a card that... Is it worth me spending... Is there something I could get that's worth it? Find it and then free play it. I don't think there is. Maybe I'll save that for next time. Yeah, I'll just save it for next time. And I think that's it. I don't remember. Oh, I did not spend a gold press latinum this turn. I don't think I did. Okay, so I think we're done. We're going to put this on Zindi's ship because I want that red. I need that ship for its red thing. And then, yeah, we draw 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 because the Guardian of Forever increases my hand size by 1. And now the bot is going to make his move. He does not take control. He does no resupply. He does not take control of anything. And he's going to do 1, 2. The first card is an incident. And we both know that these incidents actually help him, unfortunately. So this is log the top card of the bot deck. So just log it. And gain a person. And return this card. All right, so that's back. So far, we haven't been running dry with incidents. That's good. Last card is, attack. Is that on here? Attack on the bottom. Is there a weapon? Or Klingon comes first, so we do Klingon. So Klingon is, let's see. Klingon is discard the top 3 cards of the bot deck. 1, 2, 3. Then send an away team to a neutral location. It's going to go there. And if you were able to remove an away team, I have to. But I'm guessing on that location, I don't know if that means on that same location. I don't know. I'm going to assume like he's attacking that planet. He's putting his away. He's attacking that location. I don't think I should be removing any other tokens, but it doesn't really specify. I'll just bypass that for now, and if I'll take the heat later if it's end up being wrong. Otherwise, gain a glory and take. If you're able to remove a team, no, gain a glory and take an incident. So he's just going to take it. He's going to take a glory. So it's not a terrible thing. He's actually getting points for it, and take an incident. Okay, and that was this card. Okay, all right, and that's it for him. He's going to now assign a glory token somewhere. Least valuable is 1, 2, a lot, 3. So his least valuable is that one. I really need that ship. I really hope I get something to get that ship. Okay. Resupply, I get a gold press latinum. Control, I do gain control of this location, 3 to 1, and I have 3 tokens there. And that comes back to him, and it is the Armagosa Observatory. And when I can gain a person. If it is a scientist or engineer, gain a... I don't see that. Scientist or engineer, no, I don't like that. Do I really want him clogging up my deck? You may put a person on top of your deck to send an away team to a location. You may log a person from your hand or just... I like this, actually. I'm gonna take him. He's got a glory. I might as well take him for the point at least. And I can use him to get away teams over there. So I'm going to gain him, put him in my discard pile. And I put this into play. Now, here's the thing. I gained a location. So I should have refreshed that earlier. I didn't. Let's go ahead and refresh these. But I am going to spend him because it says reaction. After you take control of a location, which I just did, I gain 2 dilithium. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Okay. And now there's so much to think about. After putting an encounter into play. All right. I need to get these encounters going. Oh, after putting an encounter. I have that one encounter. It's not in my hand right now, but I've got it somewhere in my deck. Okay, interesting. Strange New Worlds. I need to get a ship and a away team onto a location I can afford to log. What ability do I not need? What location? Like what location would I not like? I could do the wormhole, for example. I could move my ship over to the wormhole and get a crew over there, maybe. Or this Starfleet Starbase. I'd hate to lose that ability because free playing a person is just amazing. Discard a card to gain a gold press latinum. That's also really good. You know what I'm going to do, though? Okay. I have to do this. I don't want to, but first of all, I'm going to take an incident to gain a ship. I'm going to do that first. Action, take an incident to gain a ship. I need that ship. I need that ship. It's got that red on it. That bottom on the bottom right there. I need that ship. I'm going to, I could put that on top of my deck. That way I can draw it on my next turn. I'm going to do that. I'm going to put it on top of my deck so I can then draw it, because I actually can draw it with this. So I'm just going to do that. So I get the glory. This new one comes out. I got that incident, though. Spend a gold press latinum to return this card. You may refresh a ship. Moriarty, I can use him with the wormhole. Discard a person to warp a ship. I'm going to discard this person. I kind of want this, but you know what? Not yet. Not yet. We're not going to do this yet. We need to get that ship into play. I'm going to draw 2 cards with this here. 1, 2. Okay. I knew this was coming. I need to get this card out. So I'm going to deploy this ship. Interesting. Do I have any time travel in play? Do I have any time travel in play? Oh, no. No. Of 1. 1. I don't have any in play. Do I have any in hand? This is a wild card. If I can play that first, it's technically in play. So what if I somehow play this? Discard. Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'm going to discard a card to find a Bajoran. And now technically it has a wild card in play, and now that counts as time travel. So I'm going to discard a card to find a Bajoran. I'm going to discard this embargo. Just discard it. And I want to find Major Kira because I need to bump that red thing up. There we go. There she is. So she goes into my hand. But I'm not going to play her yet. What I am going to do is now I'm going to play my Zindi to deploy it. And I don't know where that token is. Zindi. That's not it, but we'll use that for now. I mean, it's in here somewhere. I just don't know. I don't want to slow the video up any more than it already is. All right, we'll just use that token for now. It's here somewhere. But we're going to use that for now. This is really a Kazon Raider token, but it is what it is. So we're going to use that. We deployed it with an action, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to use it for its time travel part. So we're going to see how many time travel cards we have in play, which I think I've got 2 now. 1 in play there, 1 in play there. In play also means the staging area. So, yeah. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to gain 2, 1. And that goes away. Oh, 3. Oh, crap. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I get the last one because I was owed 2. So yeah, I get 2 glory. Gain 1 per time travel you have in play, max 3. And I don't think there's a 3rd time travel card anywhere. Tag, rather. So I'm just going to leave it. But yeah, I don't see another time travel card. Anyway, so we are going to just play it and gain... Yeah, deploy this ship. So we deployed it, but we didn't warp it anywhere yet. However... This reaction is when you play a ship, you get to free play a person. I'm going to free play Major Kira so that I can get 3 red. 1, 2, I am now maxed out, and I'm going to gain a glory. And your opponent gains a yellow. Great. All right, that's not terrible. Not terrible. I need to get this ship, though, over to a planet I can afford to log that I'm not going to use. Or a location, at least. And then get an away team over there as well. I have free away teams at the moment, so which is it going to be? I think... Discard a card to gain... Spend 2 gold to find any card. That's a really good one. I mean, I could certainly... I'm just going to spend... I'm going to spend a dilithium to just warp this. I've got 3 left. And I need to get an away team over there. How do I do that? The Rio Grande is out and about. Maybe I need to warp this to a location that has the Starfleet tag. Oh, but this is exhausted. That's exhausted. All right, maybe I do... I need to get an away team. I need Worf to... Oh, I have Worf. I can just do that. Do that, and then I free played the ship. I moved it, and now I'm going to spend an action to discard 2 cards. I think that was 1, 2, 3. So that was my 3rd action. I'm going to discard 2 cards. 1, 2. I could have used Moriarty, actually, to move that Zindi over. So I'm just going to take that dilithium back. And then I'm going to discard Miles. Yeah. I could have used Moriarty with the wormhole ability to move the ship from here to here. So I could have done that, but I wasn't thinking. I'm left with this 1 card and no actions left. And Worf's, by the way, was send 2 away teams to the same location. So I'm going to move. I'm going to do, is it up to 2 or 2? Discard to send 2. I'm just going to do 2. It's going to go away at some point anyway. But I'm sending them there temporarily, and we're going to play this on our next turn when we've got the action to use it. So all of these are going to go away. And I'm going to leave this in my hand for my next turn. I think that'll be super helpful there. And then I'm going to put this glory on the Klingon battlecruiser. It has that red. I need that ship as well. So before I use this, I need to use its ability to find a card that lets me buy this, so I can capitalize on that. I have to remember to do that. Anyway, let's draw my cards. I get 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't think I'm going to buy anything. Well, I could. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get 1 more from here. So do I want to buy the replicating mines? Do I want to buy the replicating mines? It's a yellow. It's 5 development cost. I think I will. It has that yellow, and my yellow's on ×2. So I think I will spend, and dilithium isn't worth anything to me. So I'm going to spend 1 glory, and I'm 1 glory and 3 dilithium for a total of 5 dilithium. And then get this card into my hand as my enlistment. Okay. Or a development enlistment. Okay. So that's 6 cards there. Computer is going to not... Oh, I forgot about that. Crap. He's not going to resupply, but he will control. So this goes away. This goes away. He controls this, though. He's going to get some points for it. It's only 1 point, but it's still... he's going to put that in his area, and he's going to do the location action, which is suits with no duty officers. That is log the top card of the bot deck. Log it. It's not an incident, so it doesn't go there. Discard the top 3 cards. 1, we're going to add 1 there. Or yeah, it's going to do that. And then shuffle. Put that on top, and then discard 2, 3. And then what else does it do? That's it. That's its location thing. So now he's got 2 locations in play right now. So his turn, he's going to draw 3 cards. I need to end the game quickly. The first one is an incident. So we know what that is. Log the top card of the bot deck. So we're going to log it. We're going to gain a person, which is this one, and return this card. So that's 1 out of the 3 done. Next is Beverly Crusher. That is Human Doctor Starfleet. Human Doctor. That's it there. So with Doctor, it is discard the top 2 cards of the bot deck. If able, return an incident from discard. There. Otherwise, gain 2 glory and 1 science. If this card is a person, promote it to duty officer. Okay, so Beverly Crusher. Oh, we forgot to do this. I'm just going to skip that. We forgot to wipe the market. We're not going to do it at this point. We're just going to continue on. But we are going to put Beverly Crusher there as the duty officer for Captain Picard. And that was the Doctor. Next, the last card is Data. We didn't shuffle this very well. He's got a duty officer, so now we flip that over to the other side. And this is Starfleet Synthetic. Synthetic is right on top. So log the top card of the bot deck. He likes logging things. And gain a science. Gain an influence. If this card is a person, promote it to duty officer. So Beverly Crusher's reign as first officer was short-lived, and now Data has just kicked her out of the center seat and taken over. There we go. So that's it. That's their 3 turns, and they are now going to pick something there. Let's go with 1. Yeah, this is the least valuable to me, Zephyr and Cochrane. I can only imagine what this video looks like now. It's like probably all crooked and there's cards all. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm looking at the window and it's bothering the heck out of me. Anyway, like the thing is I'm standing to the left of the camera, so I'm kind of viewing it from this angle. Anyway, so we're going to resupply gold and we don't control anything and we've got 6 cards. We've got the Defiant. We've got those self-replicating cargo. I need that ship. Can I get it? Can I get it? Nope. Oh, man. Well, again, I could spend 2 gold to find any card. I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend 2 gold before I get rid of this location. I'm going to spend 2 gold to find any card. And the card I want to find is the one that gives me a ship. It is this one. I'm going to find it and I'm going to just put it in my thing. And that was not an action. So I'm just going to do that. And then I'm going to now use that. I'm going to, as an action, take an incident, take it in my hand. Yep. And then we're going to gain a ship. Thank you. I need that. That's going to go into my discard pile, and I get a glory. That red slash is going to help me out big time. And that was 1 action. Second action is self-replicating mines. If I can get that out, I can get glory. I mean, it's on my next turn. It's a free attack play. I might as well use it. I'm going to use it. I'm going to put that here. Free play. Yeah. What happened to my Zindi? I think I shuffled my Zindi into my discard pile because lack of room. Apologies. Yeah. My Zindi should be here. There we go. All right. So self-replicating mines I'm going to put here in play. And it says, force your opponent to discard a card. Not going to happen. Draw 2 cards and discard one of them. Deploy this card. So I'm just going to draw 2 cards and discard one of them. I guess I'll discard the Doctor. There's no. Oh, actually, do I have an incident? I do. So yeah, I'm going to discard that. Fine. Where did my hand go? Over here. Okay, there we go. And Jesus, there's so much text on these cards. So much text. Doctor's ability. Free play an incident from your hand or discard pile. I'm going to do that. I'm going to free play Julian Bashir. There's no cost. And then I'm going to get rid of this. Just free play it. It says put a card on top of your deck to return this card. You may promote a duty officer. I don't think I'm going to do that. So I'm not going to promote, but I will return this with the Doctor's ability. And it did not cost me an action because it was a free play kind of thing. So we've got those done. The Defiant, I could put that back into play. Not sure why. After your opponent gains yellow or red, recall. When you would be attacked, ignore the negative effect on this card. Okay. Jeez. Okay. I could have sworn I spent a gold press latinum to do something at some point. Oh yeah, I did. I spent 2 latinum to complete this operation. Quark would have kicked in, and I would have gotten a glory from that, which it does end the game at this point. Oh, that goes to me. It does end the game, but we each get 1 final turn. Actually, I think he gets 1 final turn, and then that's it. We'll play it there because I don't want to make this video go on any longer than what I can. I still have 2 actions, so I am going to do this. Select a controlled location. If there is a crew and a ship there, look at the top 2 encounters, take one of them, and return the other to the bottom of the deck. Log the selected location and gain a science. So select a controlled location. That's this one. Select the controlled location. And if there's a ship, so these are going to go away. So the Xindi ship goes away. These away teams go away. This is now logged, I think. Log the selected location. So this is going to be logged. Okay. And I get to now choose 2 encounters, or draw 2 encounters and take one of them. So 1, 2, whichever is going to score me the most points. Ugh. Of course. Well, yellow at the moment is going to score me more, so I'll go with this one. Iconian Gateway. Yeah, I'm going to do that. At this point, it's all about the victory points. Send up to 3 away teams to the same location, ignoring any opponent's ship. That would have been nice, but at this point I can't control anything since this is like the last. Unless, yeah, I'll have to look at the rules, but I either the game ends with him or we each get 1 last turn after that. I'll have to look. But let's see. Let's go with, let's do it anyway, just to get this going. Send up to 3 away teams to the same location. So 1, 2, 3, we'll send it. Actually, we'll send it there. 5 points is 5 points. I'll send it there. And that was my last action. Draw a card, discard a card, warp up to 2 of my ships. Okay. Draw a card, discard a card, warp up to 2 ships. Rio Grande, I guess we'll move here to safeguard that location, just so he can't send away teams there and block me from just getting points, assuming that's a thing. And yeah, there may be more, but at this point, my brain is mush. And I probably could do something else, but I think, dear goodness, when I play this, after putting an encounter into play, gain a glory, and you may log a card from your hand or discard pile. Okay, well, I'll gain a free glory from that. Fine. And I'll log, I guess I'll log recruit. It doesn't matter. Okay, and I think we're done with that. Okay, so here's the deal. The computer took 1 final turn off camera, and the rulebook does say that each player is supposed to get 1 final turn after that. Unfortunately, due to medical reasons, I couldn't continue with that. I had to stop, and at that point I forgot what I was doing, so I just scored it as it was to see how close I was. And if it was really close, I would have played and made the effort to play, but in this case, it wasn't close. I had 18 glory tokens. I had 4 tokens out on the table. He had 0. He had 12 glory tokens as well. We each got 5 points for our end of game. He automatically gets 5 for each end of game label he has, regardless of how much it actually is. So 5 each automatically. He only had the 1, his captain card, and I had 5 from Sisko. I had 5 locations that I controlled. And on the points that I had 25 minus, or I had 27 minus the 2, so I had 25 points, and he had He had -4 there, so it would have been, he had 25 -4 is 21. He had one blue card valued at 3, so it was 3 points, and I had one blue card valued at 1. I had 2 cards valued at 2. This bubble was 3. 3 times 2 is 6. I actually had a little bit more than that. So 3 times 2 is actually 6. I should have earned 83 instead. Okay, fine. So, and then he had 0 yellow cards, and he had 1 red card. I had 4 red cards, and my thing was all the way up to ×6. That's why I was pushing Major Kira so hard, to get her up to ×6, just so that I could get as many red cards as possible. I had 4. 4 times 6 is 24. That really pushed it for me. So it wasn't even close. Had we each taken one final turn, my score may have gone up. His might have gone up slightly, but I was definitely in the lead there, and I'm content with my first attempt. So there you folks go. I mean, I like this game. Don't get me wrong. It's just a very tiring experience for the older folk. I mean, I've been standing here for the last 3 hours with medical conditions trying to cover this, and it's difficult. And had I been sitting down, it might have been easier, but still, it's just my current setup. It's the way it is. Speaking of which, guys, if you'd like to support my channel, want to see more things like this, feel free to, support whatever, because, I'm poor, I'm broke. What I have is what I have. So any support would help. New equipment, new camera, new gaming area, whatever. If you guys want to see more videos like this, that would be completely helpful. But anyway, Star Trek Captain's Chair, it's a great game. Toward the end there, it gets so overwhelming. Like in the beginning, it's not much to worry about, but when you've got 10 or 15 cards in front of you in your play area, it becomes a slog to remember what to activate, when you should activate it. It's just, oh my gosh. So just be prepared for that if you decide to jump into this game. But all in all, like I said, it wasn't the perfect game, but I had fun with it. 83-42 with the modified, no final turn kind of thing. That may have been 90, who knows, if I had just stuck it out one more turn. But yeah, this is Star Trek Captain's Chair. This is Vince. Thanks for watching. Catch y'all next time. Take care.